The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 460. Been recorded on June the 17th, 2024. I want to be your host, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast. Gunny Chief Henley Merrow is here. Welcome, Henley. Welcome.
Hey guys, good to be back after a couple weeks, but been playing some good games the last couple weeks.
Nice. Well, welcome back, Gunny. And little Mayo couldn't make it. He is doing Mayo things, I guess. So he's not here. But we are here, and we're here to give you a good show, Gunny. If you want to follow us, you can over at Twitter at _HorribleGamers, or it's now known as the X. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you're listening to us on. Thumbs up on Stitcher and all that good stuff. If you can, rate and review us where we listen to us at, because I get those reviews. I see them when you guys do that. Also, join us on Facebook, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community on Facebook. It is a closed group, so anything you post in there stays in there. And big shout out to the Patreon machines at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers to support the show with the monies. Like our friend Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Chad, Gunny Dark Arisen Ruler over Edmund Dragon's Bane Baby Mode, Pork Chop Poo, Nipron, Best HGP Host Ever, Evan Bamboo Master Tanaka, and Bill Garner II, Wastelander and True Arisen. Thanks to all of you for being supporters of the Patreons. I need to get in there and check. Can you check how much money we got? Because if we got enough, I'll do another giveaway. That's right, another giveaway for the HGP listeners. But I gotta get in there. It's hard to get in there, man, because like I try to log in and then it sends a code to Ryan, and then Ryan's always asleep and he's in Canada. I don't know. I can't get a hold of him, so then I can't get in there. And it's all fucked. It's like we got all these two-factor authentication shits that's like everywhere. I can't log into shit sometimes. I'm like, what the hell?
I know. We're trying to log into the Google OneDrive, and Ryan's over there like, who's trying to access the Google Drive?
Ryan's over there got everything locked up. We appreciate you, Ryan, keeping us safe.
Ryan's our administrator, by the way. So
also, big shout out to the Phantom Meg for the intro and outro music to the podcast, as well as Broke for Free for Night Owl, the outro song to our show. Anyways, let's get talking about what we've been playing, things we've been doing. I've been playing some games. I know you've been playing some games. But we all know, first off and foremost, that June is Jesus' birthday month. That's right! It is the Jesus birthday month. It is also Pride Month. It is also the month of Juneteenth. There's a lot of things that happen in June, man. Like
there is. I was contacting. I'm trying to figure out, Jesus. So probably when we first started the podcast, but also I've known you so long that I actually had you like it's obviously reoccurring in like the calendar on my iOS devices. So, but I had you down for under Xbox Live for your birthday being today. So I must have got that from Facebook or something, either in the Xbox Live, this weird. Xbox Live group or something.
That's weird. No, my birthday is actually tomorrow on the 18th. I will be 33 years old.
Well, happy birthday.
Finally. Thank you, dude. I mean, it's crazy, right? Like, this show started when I was 22 years old. Now I'm 33 almost. That's crazy. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But with all that being said, Gunny, unfortunately, Mayo could not be here today, but we are here and we're here to talk about stuff.
He's probably working on the Camaro.
The Summer of Games event, showcase, show, whatever happened to E3. They call it the Summer of Games now or something. It happened. It happened a few weeks ago, actually, a couple weeks ago now, maybe a week ago now.
I think it was last week. I did watch.
Yeah.
So I watched. I work a long day on Friday. I didn't watch anything from Jeff Keighley or go back and watch any of his stuff. I just went to all the articles on games that were announced or new seasons for games. And yeah, I think I ended up working on Saturday for whatever they might have showed there. Maybe that was Jeff Keighley's day. But anyway, I did watch the Xbox showcase. And some of the things that I watched on Monday were like either gameplay or extended gameplay from what was shown on the Xbox stage.
Huh. Yeah, no, I watched the Microsoft one, and I'm excited for some of the games that they announced. Of course, I'm really, really excited for State of Decay 3. I was a big fan of State of Decay 1, State of Decay 2, State of Decay 3. It's gonna be fucking awesome, I think. I'm also excited for a few other things that they showed. Of course, Gears of War looks fucking awesome. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 looks fucking awesome. There's a few other things in there that got me excited. But for the most part, a lot of the games weren't that exciting to me. Some of the other titles like Avowed didn't do nothing for me. South to Midnight didn't do anything for me. It's just they don't look exciting to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know. South to Midnight looks okay. It looks like it's gonna be like an okay game. It's not gonna be like a major title. I don't think it's gonna be huge. That's the unfortunate thing I think about Game Pass is that a lot of these titles will not be like, especially new IPs, right? A lot of these new IPs that are coming out on Game Pass, I feel like they won't have the impact of a new IP, for example, that Sony brings out. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they won't have, in my opinion, the cultural impact of, for example, Insomniac's Wolverine game when it comes out. That new Wolverine IP, right? It's not going to have that impact. And I feel that the case for that is because of Game Pass itself. Game Pass itself kind of like, I believe, in my opinion, personally, that it diminishes the value of games. Like it diminishes what we perceive as a good game, I guess. You know what I mean? Because we've got so used to subscriptions just having things in it that we start associating it with cheaper stuff. Like you think of a subscription, you start thinking, oh, it's cheaper stuff. Unless it's something that's like really, really good to stand out, it's not gonna really wow you. You know what I mean? For example, you got like shows on Amazon, right? And Amazon has a lot of exclusive shows that are just exclusive to Amazon. For example, it has Lord of the Rings, it has The Boys, it has
it's a good it's the one thing that I subscribe to.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It has The Tick. It has a few other shows that are on there that are exclusive to Amazon Prime. Fallout is one of the biggest hits recently, right? I just don't think that Microsoft, some of the studios that are working for Microsoft, I guess, that are pushing out these games, are really bringing all they can bring to the table. And I don't know if it's because they just realize, well, we're already owned by Microsoft. We're owned by this big company. Like, what's the worst that can happen to us? You know what I mean? I wonder if that's the case.
Before you already put your foot in your mouth on that one, Jesus, because look what happened to the.
Well, it does. It does.
Studios. What's the worst?
But like I'm saying, but it was the reason Microsoft shut down those studios is to show these other studios, hey, look, motherfuckers, you guys think you can all just put out shit games and we're not going to do anything about it? Well, guess what? We're going to shut you fuckers down if you put out shit games. And maybe that's the reason Microsoft did it, right? But of course, it was money related, probably, and all that. Yeah. But I wonder if for some other ulterior motive was to say, hey, Phil, we need you to cut some of these studios.
Maybe Arcane
Game Pass isn't doing it. Game Pass is not doing it, right? They're not doing it. These fucking studios aren't making it happen. We don't see the numbers growing. We don't see the hype being built up for Xbox. We need you to cut some of these studios. Cut the fat off, you know? And maybe that's one of the reasons why those studios were cut, to show the other studios, hey, I need the rest of you to step up your game. You're still here. You're not shut down. Step up your shit, and then we'll continue talking about your next projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I watched like it was kind of a longer interview. I think it was with Phil Spencer, not quite a year ago. It was when Redfall came out. Redfall. Yeah. And so, and one thing he kept reiterating, like, it all falls on me. It's all on me. And I think it was before Sarah Bond had kind of taken over as president. But man, it was like he was really getting beat up over that game in particular. So yeah, maybe him and Daddy Nadella, that's what I call him, like probably got together and said, all right, let's trim the fat here on some of these studios, now that we own Activision Blizzard.
And like I said, some of the games that are coming out on Xbox from Xbox Game Studios or whatever, they just don't seem that exciting to me. Even though a lot of them are new IPs, they don't seem like, oh wow, this is going to really, really sell Game Pass. Like even Avowed at this point, it doesn't look like it'll do that. I don't think anyone's going to look at Avowed and say, oh wow, I'm going to sign up for Game Pass because of Avowed.
It's like the new Skyrim, right? The new Elder Scrolls or something.
I'm gonna sign up to Game Pass because of South of Midnight. That's not gonna happen, dude. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Well, people are gonna sign up. That's gonna. So I'll just call it the elephant in the room here. I mean, obviously, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, right? That
is gonna drive people. That's gonna drive people to sign up for Game Pass.
I think it was South of Midnight Starfield got 14,000 new Game Pass members because of Starfield, but
but I'm saying how many dropped off. Games like that, right? Big studios, big franchises that we know, big motherfucking studios are going to drive those numbers. Call of Duty with Activision is going to drive those subscriptions up. Bethesda, if they just announce a new Skyrim and say, next year, new Skyrim, guess what? Between now and next year, you're going to see Game Pass subscriptions go what direction? They're going to go straight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I even believe in my heart that even the new Gears of War E-Day game that's coming out, that will even drive up subscriptions a little bit. Maybe not as much as a Skyrim would or a new Fallout game would, but even that, I believe, will drive up subscriptions somewhat. They might even see like a 5,000 increase in subscriptions or something, for new players coming in for Gears of War. But at the same time, like I said, these other games are like South of Midnight and Avowed and whatever else. They're like State of Decay 3 even. I don't think people will sign up for Game Pass for that. They won't. Because if they want to play Avowed, guess what? It's probably going to be cheaper in the long run and easier to just buy it outright. And that's it. And like, yeah, you're saying, well, Microsoft still makes money if they buy it outright. Yes, they do, but not if they buy it on CD keys. Not if I go to CD keys and buy it for $8 3 weeks after it launched.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have a spreadsheet in front of me, but I know at least half of these are multi-platform. But okay, one thing I've always known, a lot of people may not know this. I know the audience knows this, but since Game Pass was kind of created, or actually even before that, I think it started with the Sea of Thieves, where pretty much every first-party game comes to Steam day one from Microsoft. So I know that Phil had kind of made that a thing, and so. But the PlayStation, stuff over there with Sea of Thieves, we could talk about that another time. But Phil did say, that he would bring more first-party games over to other platforms. So, but yeah, I think maybe something like Avowed or Expedition 33, or I would say that when those games do come to Steam, I feel like those are going to be the players, not the Xbox players that with the whether that game's going to be a hit or a success, or very mostly positive, very positive, right? And just to kind of get that word out that, hey, this game's fire. You need to buy it, you need to play it.
Yeah,
Whether
and you
it's
know what? I don't. Even at this point, I don't see myself continuing to subscribe to Game Pass. I don't want it anymore. I don't need it. I don't feel like there's.
So, do you not think, okay, on the PC side of things, Jesus, you are, hey, you like Steam, that's where you play, you've got your PC. So, what about Game Pass PC? I mean, would you rather just buy the game, or would you mess with
Yeah.
PC Game Pass?
No, I'm kind of over PC Game Pass. Even the other day, I bought City Skylines just like 3 days ago. The new one, City Skylines 2. I buy it on CD keys for like $40. Because I was like, you know what? I'm over Game Pass. Like, I'm gonna just cancel Game Pass, and I'll just buy this now because it's about the only game that I play through Game Pass. I'd rather just buy it and own it instead of paying them $10 every month for the whole year. I'd rather just buy this and own it. And big deal that Call of Duty's coming out on Game Pass. I don't give a shit because guess what? I buy Call of Duty every year no matter what. So I'm probably going to buy Call of Duty on the Steam and call it good.
I'm sure they're going to promote the hell out of this Game Pass PC thing on their whatever they call it, the Blizzard launcher, and now that they own that, right? Just hey, you can buy it here for you PC people. You can buy it on Steam, but then hey, man, just give us whatever it is, this $16.99 a month, and you can still play it here. Keep that subscription going. But not for me, right? I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna buy it, obviously, but this will be the first campaign I'll probably play all the way through since Modern Warfare 2019.
Yeah.
Since I do have PC Game Pass as well.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with all that, man. Like I said, I don't myself. I don't know. I don't. I see the value in Game Pass. I get it. There's a lot of games on there. Yeah. But I tell you what, when I get on my computer and I launch that Game Pass app, I have like what do you call that? Like I get indecisive real quick.
Do you?
You know?
Like,
Yeah,
like maybe I should be playing this on Steam. Right?
No, because I get on there and I'm like, oh fuck, there's like 100 games on here or whatever, right? 300 games or whatever the fuck on here. And I'm just looking and looking and looking and looking and looking. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll play this. So I click download. And then I go to the next one. I click download on that. And then I go to the next one. I click download on that. And then I click download on that. Next thing you know, I got like fucking 20 games queued up to download. And I'm like, I don't want to play any of them anymore. I just like
I'll just go buy it on Steam. Yeah.
It was like my experience. Like it was like, no, I don't want to play any of these anymore. I don't want to play any of these anymore. Fuck this. No,
I always have at least 12 games downloaded on PC Game Pass. So
yeah,
at least 12. But I actually play probably 4 to 5 of them. Like I will try them out.
Like I said, I understand why Game Pass is there, why it exists, and it's a great value for people that don't have the money to spend on games like some guess we do. But it's not for everyone, I don't think.
No, not your probably not your Call of Duty players, right? I mean, I think they'll get a few subscriptions, right? Maybe 1,000 that'll say, okay, fine, I just won't buy it this year. Fine.
Yeah.
Even though I have the money, I'll just try this thing out. And then you come to find out they're like, I'm basically subscribing to Call of Duty because I'm not going to play in this other games that I'm, I'm a Call of Duty player,
you'll
not a multi-game player.
Yeah, you'll be subscribing to Call of Duty. That's exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to be subscribing to Call of Duty. And at that point, they might as well just release the Call of Duty subscription.
Yeah, like we talked about a few weeks ago or about a month ago.
Yeah, they should just release a Call of Duty sub. Be like, all right, fuck Game Pass. We're going to have Call of Duty and Game Pass, but if you only want Call of Duty, then give us $10 a month. And with these $10, you get a free battle pass or whatever. The first battle pass is free that you get. You get a free whatever, like, is it 1,000 coins to buy a battle pass? Okay, when you subscribe with this new Call of Duty shit, you get 1,000 free coins, and you can use these coins to buy a skin or to buy a battle pass. We don't care what you use it for, but you get 1,000 coins. Boom.
Oh, we see you bought other Call of Duties in the past. Here's another 1,000 coins. Because you're a loyal
we don't
customer.
give a shit. Yeah, you're a loyal guy. Here's another 500 coin. Not even 1,000. We'll give you 500 to make it a weird number. To make it that weird number where you can't really buy anything, so you have to buy more coins to like make it work. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. So
little VIP badge.
Don't. Yeah, and you get a little VIP badge. There you go. Boom, Gunny. You solved the problem right there. That's all they need. And I guarantee
that's icing on the cake.
No, and I actually think, honest to God, I actually think that a Call of Duty subscription service would have more people subscribe to it than Game Pass.
No, when you mentioned that, Jesus, and I thought, oh, that's not going to work. Where would they put it? What's the Blizzard launcher called? What is it called?
Battle.net.
The Battle.net. So why not just put it on Battle.net? Don't put it on Steam, right? Because Steam would be like, hey, we
put it on Battle.net.
Yeah,
you put it on Battle.net. Put it on Battle.net. You put it on Xbox, and you put it on PlayStation, and that's all you need it on. The only one that's going to be hard to convince is PlayStation, right? You're going to have to convince them to let you put it on there.
They would never do it, but if they did, I mean, oh my gosh, Microsoft would make so much money off of that.
The only thing Microsoft could do to make them do it is say, all right, we'll just pull Call of Duty from your platform then.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and see us in court? How about that?
Like
we'll make you spend $100 million in court fees or lawyer fees.
Yeah.
Phil said he doesn't like that slimy business. Okay, Phil said that.
Okay.
Even though Microsoft into some slimy business in the past.
But yeah, anyways, that's my opinion. But overall, I did like the showcase. I did like the fact that the showcase was very it was very streamlined this year. Whereas,
they didn't pause and stop and talk for an hour.
Trailer. That's none of that bullshit of, oh, we're stopping now, and here comes Sarah Bond, fucking president of blah blah blah, and here comes Phil Spencer, president of the Xbox game division, and here comes Matt Booty, CFO of blah blah blah. Like all these people, dude. It's just they just kept going, and now it's good. It was good.
Yeah, I give them an A for all the things that I saw.
I like it.
Yeah, that. So what was it? Doom? Let's see. I've got my list up here. So it was Doom: The Dark Ages. Although I never finished the last Doom, I said it's too hard. I need a baby mode for it. But man, is that a good looking game? Even the last Doom. State of Decay 3. I played. I know me and you, Jesus. Like that was kind of a surprise hit. I think even back on the Xbox 360 with the first one, and we thought that's cool. Like we never really had a zombie, shooter killer like this before. If I remember correctly, that game was like $5.99 back in the day, and it was like, oh, we're all buying it because it had. I want to say that did have multiplayer. It was cool, and then obviously they just made it bigger and better, but the same game, right? So then let's make State of Decay 2, and I've been playing. I haven't played it recently, but still a great ongoing game. They continue to update it. They do dev diaries all the time, like tweaks and fixes, and usually not adding much to it. So it's always like the same maps, but they've added that ultra hard nightmare mode and more weapons and just easy to just jump into a game and just start killing zombies, whether it be melee or with weapons or range weapons. So killing plague hearts, man, it's so much fun. Dragon Age Veilguard. So I think that I want to say that had no release date on it. I'm just going through a couple of them. Starfield did come out with their their kind of their monetized version of mods. It's called the Creation Club, so that's free on everything, on all platforms. I think that's where you can just go, whether you're going to be a creator or to go ahead and purchase mods. Some things are free. I know it's like that way for Fallout 3 and Yeah, it might, or excuse me, Fallout 4. So it might be the same for Fallout 3. I don't know how that works, but or you can just go Nexus mods, guys, on PC, right? That's what I do. But if you're on console, you're kind of stuck with what they have on there. So, but yeah, I look forward to that with when going forward with Starfield, maybe I would say probably by January of next year. I'm gonna guess to say, hey, look, it's the no loading door mods or something, and oh look, there's a mod now to where you can actually just watch your ship land on the planet. To kind of change the game a little bit. So I think it'll be a completely different game by early next year.
I think it's weird though, they added a shop to the game. That creator shop shit that they added.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of weird. But I'm whatever about it. I'm
excited
so
they did the same thing with Fallout 4. I remember when the Creation Club was created. So this is nothing new, right? When we talk about a $7 mod, to me it was not a shocker. I don't think I'm I don't know it, but I get it. If you're just on console, yeah, it's kind of hard, right? And you don't have access to Nexus mods or any other kind of modding software.
Yeah, so you have to pay for it.
Yeah, that is the shitty
but
part.
On PC, it's just weird. Why would I want to pay for a mod? I could just download it for free 99% of the time.
Right, it's pretty much free, right? You can just go to Nexus, or there's another one out there that you can get to.
The Steam Workshop has a lot of mods.
Yeah, but I will say with the Creation Club, so a lot of those are they're very easy to use, right? They're pretty polished, I would say, in the fact of let me download this one and that one, and they don't clash with each other, right? They just kind of work together, and your game doesn't break. So there is that.
Sense.
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater was also shown on the Xbox stage, and I don't know, probably not a game I'm gonna get. If I'm gonna get, so this is Konami, right? This is not Kojima. He has nothing to do with these games anymore.
Well, he was the one that made it, yes, but not anymore. No.
So this is a remake, or I think it's a remake. Yeah,
it's a remake, a remaster remake thing.
Yeah,
better graphics, and whatever they said. Better enhanced gameplay is what they called it, I think. So they're adding some new tech to this. I heard they're adding some wound technology. So if Snake, when you get shot in the game, and when you get hurt in the game, whether you get shot in the arm or the leg and you bandage yourself up, as you progress to the game, your character will have scars and shit from the different wounds that you receive during the gameplay from the beginning to the end. So if you get shot in the arm and you put a fucking bandage on it or something, by the end of the game, the bandage might be off, but you'll have a big old scar on your arm because that's where the bullet went through or whatever. So yeah, some wound tech.
Wound tech, I like that. You know what I always wanted, Jesus? I thought about this. You know how in all the Fallout games where, you get shot and then you go to heal, and it kind of it shows you doing whatever with usually the left or the right. I think it's always the right arm in the game, and they'll do that thing too where it'll show you got this big old cigar and you're burning the fucking wound or whatever, right? To kind of, what is it called? Cauterizing, right? You're cauterizing the wound. But I thought, man, what if you're just in the middle of a battle and then you're just you bust out some needle and thread and just start, needle and threading that thing and blood squirting out. And I thought that might be a little more realistic. I don't know.
I don't know. Some animations are cool. Some take too long. But yeah, I get it.
I don't know. It would probably be. I would think it would be just as stupid as the cigar thing, but
yeah, it's all for immersion, I guess, is why they add these things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fable 4, Jesus. What do you think?
Excited
I never really played Fable games. I know Fable 2 is
I
one
really
of the best.
like the last two Fable games were really good. I liked them both. And actually, when I played them back to back. I ended up playing Fable 2, and then I played Fable 3. And Fable 3 was fucking awesome. I fucking love that game. And I actually didn't play that game till 2016 or something like that. Like it was late, dude. I didn't play that game till like
I remember you playing that a lot
way
later. It probably came out in 2008 or 9, right?
Yeah, and I played it like way later. And I don't know if because it was backwards compatible or something, but I put it on my Xbox, and it was a lot of fun. I fucking loved that game. It was really well done, and I liked it. I think that it's going to be a good game, but don't show me it until it's ready to come out. At this point, I don't care anymore. It's kind of like Hellblade, right? Where like they showed it in 2019, but it didn't come out till 2024.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, stop showing me Fable. I don't care unless it's coming out like next year. Like I don't want to see it. I don't fucking care. I don't want to see it. Because you guys end up showing games that don't come out for like fucking 5 years, and it's kind of annoying, right? Especially when it's a big title like this, like a big tentpole fucking game, you know? Like, don't show me something 5 years ahead of time.
Well, so here's the deal, right? So did you notice, besides just a couple games that didn't have release dates where they're like, all right, 2025. Basically, what is that? That's a year and a half, right? If we're talking about holiday 2025. But I think a lot of it, the people that I've heard from, through whether YouTube or podcast or what have you, was like, okay, well, if it is that close, don't just give me a cinematic trailer. Give me a little bit of gameplay to kind of show me, is it first person? Is it third person? Melee combat? Is it like, first person shooter and like traditional kind of like, how does it going to look? I think people really want to know if it's that close.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm hyped for it, but I'm not like super hyped because I don't know when the fuck it's coming out. It could come out. Does that have you on the release date? I don't even know if it did.
No, 2025. So I'm going to say holiday 2025.
It won't be out. It won't be out 2025. I don't see it.
You think they'll delay it? I don't know. It looks like it'll probably be a big game, right? So this is Playground Games' first time doing a Fable game. I think it was called Lionhead Studios that made that game.
I don't see it. I don't see
the
it
series
happening next year. I think it's going to be a 2026 game. But yeah,
let's keep going. So next one we have is Frag Punk. It's just a 5v5 hero shooter.
Boring.
I know, nothing for us. So I put this in my notes, but it was just called the mouse game. I never actually went back.
The one with the little rat talking about, I moved from the city to my grandma's house.
What did that remind you of?
I don't fucking know. This is
some
fucking
kind of cartoon
stupid.
From the
I'm like,
the
what
90s.
What the fuck is this? I'm like, why the fuck are we looking at some stupid rat animations? Like, I don't want to look at this, dude. Fuck you. Get me out of here. Keep moving.
Come on, Jesus. If you put a mouse and you make it that cartoon style and you put a cool red sweater on it and maybe a little hat, I think this is for the female audience. I'm just going to say it. It's just for them. It really is, right? I think that was who it was catered to.
Yeah. Who the fuck is this game for? Like, what the fuck? It looked boring. Even
maybe like, hey, I like cats, but
my daughter wouldn't play this shit. No, my daughter wouldn't play this shit.
No?
Fuck out of here. This is for like the LGBTQ community or something. I don't know who the fuck this is for, man. Like, fuck out of here. I don't want to play this. No, I don't know who wants to play this.
The game was woke, was it? I didn't notice, but it could be.
It was. Fucking the rat looked like a Portland hipster is what it looked like.
Next one is the mixtape coming 2025. So that game looks pretty cool.
Oh, is that the one about the music, right? About how like it was like music from like music that you grew up with, and they had like all these like 80s songs and shit in there, 90s songs or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what that game was about? The one they were talking about how like you're gonna relive a journey and an experience through music. Or something. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I thought, okay, maybe I would try. I don't know if I would even try. I don't know if the music might be cool, but like, who the fuck cares? It looked pretty lame to me, to be honest. But whatever. Keep going.
So the next one, I thought this was already out, but that Microsoft Flight Simulator Answer the Call, didn't they show this last year?
They did show it last year, but it was supposed to be out this year, and then they're showing it again this year because I guess they're showing more actual gameplay or footage or whatever of it. But
okay, yeah, they definitely showed more.
But I was like, well, listen, man, motherfucker, listen here, you. I'm excited to go out and fight some fucking forest fires with my big helicopter and big plane. Okay, I'm excited to go rescue some people off the coast of Oregon because they sunk their boat or something. All right. I'm excited to go and fly some VIP from San Francisco to Medford, Oregon, because that's where he lives, but he flies to San Francisco every morning. All right.
It does look visually, man, I wish I had like a 4080. I don't know how this will look on a regular 4K TV.
It's funny they had all these things, right? It's funny they had like, oh, you can do rescue missions and you can do like firefighting missions and you can do like Coast Guard missions and you can do like private taxi, like you fly around rich people missions. But you know what they didn't have?
Drug running.
Well, of course they didn't have drug running. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool mod. But you know what else they didn't have? What else they didn't have? Police helicopter chasing people down. Like, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't that be cool to have like a police helicopter thing where like, oh, now you're flying a police helicopter and you have to keep up with like a car pursuit or something. You have to keep up with the police chasing somebody down or something. That would be cool as fuck. Yeah. How's that not in there, dude? Like, how you like chase people down with your little spotlight thing and like fucking,
and then go to infrared and say like, "Fuck's in the yard."
Yeah, this fucker's in the yard over here. Yeah, he's hiding under the tarp. Get him! He's hiding under the tarp. Send the canine in.
He's going to the doghouse. Go get him.
Send the fucking canine in. That'd be cool as fuck, wouldn't it? That'd be cooler than all the other modes. That'd be like the coolest mode ever, dude. Get to fly around a police helicopter and fucking help the cops catch people. That'd be fucking awesome, dude. Like, or why don't they have one where like you're flying like the you know how like the state troopers in different states have like planes that go on the highways and they track down speeders and shit that way?
Yeah.
Why don't they do that? Have a mode where you're flying a highway state trooper fucking plane, a little Cessna or something on the highway, and you got to look out for speeders. And then you mark them and you tag them, and you see the little state trooper guys pull them over.
That'd be good. I feel like, I know there's like, on Steam, there's obviously indie games for that. But it would be nice to have a AAA developer do something.
It would be cool to have that. I mean, you're already adding like the Coast Guard type shit where you're rescuing people off of boats, and you're adding the firefighting shit, and you're adding the VIP taxi missions, and the transporting people in helicopters to different areas. Why not add police chasing? Like, oh, police chase helicopter, fucking. Oh, we're adding the highway. Fucking, you patrol the highways with your airplane and catch people speeding and shit. Catch Mario speeding in his Camaro in Ohio, and have his ass get pulled over. Yeah,
it would be cool. You know what would be really cool, Jesus? Like, let's say, it's in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you're in the plane, you spot him, and let's say I'm a Xbox controller guy, right? I'm gonna press RB on my controller. Now I'm in the patrol car chasing him, right? Switching over.
That'd be cool, man.
Left trigger, pull up my gun. Right trigger, shoot the fugitive. Yeah. I think there was something new with. So some of these are just kind of known. I'm just kind of skipping over things like the Elder Scrolls Online, which is Gold Road, which is probably just more DLC for that game. Yeah. Life is Strange, I think. That's all I wrote. I don't know if it's just a new Life is Strange game.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's where she's like older now. Again, the same chick. Her name is Max, I think. She's like older now. She's like a adult, I guess, like a young adult. And then her best friend died or something. But then she could go into another dimension where her best friend is still alive.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And then she's trying to figure out who murdered her in the other dimension. before it happens again, because apparently she's alive in one dimension but dead in the other, but she's also going to die in the other because I guess you die the same way in every dimension. So she's trying to figure out who murdered her in the other dimension before it happens again or whatever,
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole point of it, to try to figure out who committed the murder of her friend. Seems like a cool premise, but I'm kind of over the Life is Strange games. I think they've overstayed their welcome. It's almost like those Telltale games, but Telltale overdid it like really fast. Yeah. Whereas Life is Strange has overdone it, but they've taken like 10 years to overdo it. Where Telltale did everything in like 5 years. They were like, oh, new Telltale game every fucking week. Remember, it was like for a while. It was like every month they had a new Telltale game out.
Because it was a new style of I would say it was a new style of gaming, but then they were like, why don't we call the people at Lego? Why don't we call the people at Borderlands? And Star Wars. Let's get everybody a game.
They did everybody. Yeah, they had like a license for fucking everything, dude. I gotta say, the Borderlands one was really funny, and it was actually really well done. And
that was very solid. I give that game a 9.
Enjoyed that one. Yeah, that one was really fucking cool.
What about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? What did you think of the gameplay? Cinematics?
Yeah, it's whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Guarantee the game will not look like that.
You don't think so? I thought.
Guarantee it. I guarantee the game probably will not look like the whatever the fuck they showed. It looked too good. It looked too crisp. I'm like, this looks too much like Uncharted. And Bethesda, but I told myself Bethesda doesn't do that. Bethesda makes some janky ass shit like Fallout and Skyrim and Starfield. They don't make Uncharted shit. Okay, they don't make The Last of Us type shit. I don't think they can. I don't think they know how. I think the only thing they know how to make is shit like Fallout, where it's like janky, still looks good, but doesn't look that good. You know what I mean? Whereas Uncharted and The Last of Us are very fluid. Everything's very like solid. Everything's attention to detail. Yeah. And I don't think they could do it. Maybe they can. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, and I hope they fucking do. But
I
don't think
all in third person?
I hope so.
No. It's first person.
Why would it be first person? You're playing as Indiana Jones. I want to be in third person.
There is a complaint about that. That it's only in first person.
It's like playing Uncharted in first person, or The Last of Us in first person. Why the fuck? It makes no sense. It puts you more into the game when you're playing and you're seeing the character that you're playing as. Think about this. If The Last of Us was in first person, that game would not be as good.
No.
If Uncharted was in first person, that game would not be as good. If fucking Tomb Raider, if Lara Croft Tomb Raider was in first person and I don't get to see Lara Croft running around, guess what? The game is not going to be as good. Because you were playing as that character. If you're telling me this is an Indiana Jones game, okay, not a fucking adventure game, not the Great Circle random fucking game name. No, you're telling me it's an Indiana Jones, the Great Circle. Guess what I want to do? I want to be able to look at fucking Indiana Jones and think I'm playing as Indiana Jones when I'm playing the fucking game. You know?
Yeah, I know. I want to see that. I want to see that face, like in Sentinel Sacrifice, or
listen. If they make a game called Mickey Mouse's Great Adventure, do you want to play as Mickey Mouse in first person? No, you want to look at Mickey Mouse when you're playing around as Mickey Mouse. Come on, Gunny.
I agree. I agree with you.
You make a goddamn Star Wars game about Obi-Wan Kenobi or some shit, or about Darth Maul, right? So you make a fucking Star Wars game, call it Darth Maul's Crazy Adventures as a Sith. All right, cool. I get to be a Sith and I'm Darth Maul and I do all this cool shit as Darth Maul. I don't want to be in there in first person as Darth Maul, Gunny, and all I get to see is my two hands and a fucking dual lightsaber. I don't want to look at that shit.
Unless you're in VR.
Okay, give me the option to switch to it if I wanted to, but I definitely want to play the game in third person. I think it's nice when a game gives you the option to play in first person. It's nice, but if you're giving me a game with the title of a character that's known, the character is known and established already, let us see the character. Let us be that character as we see them in third person. Now, if you give me the option in the game to say, oh, by the way, if you guys do not want to play in third person, you can at any time press the little menu button on your controller or whatever, and guess what? You switch into first person. That would be cool as fuck. And they'll tell me it can't be done because you know what game's done it? Red Dead has done it. Red Dead Redemption did it. Grand Theft Auto 5 did it. You play as third person, or you can switch into first person mode.
Yeah, same with Skyrim and Fallout and Starfield.
Yeah, exactly. So why can't they do it? They should be able to do it, and I think they should.
I'm curious if I bet they're going to come out like I saw some of those scenes like when they're on that basically that ship in the stuck in the mountains and it's so I'm like, I wonder if they're going to be like, well, certain scenes you can be first or third, but some you can't. Where like if you're in a tomb, I wonder if they're going to come out with some update later on.
It just doesn't seem that cool, man. Like, give me the options to be in first or third. And like, if in a game, okay, for example, say you're in a tomb, right, and you got to read like a fucking hieroglyph or whatever, like the little fucking ancient fucking writings or something on the wall, and then it switches to first person. Cool, that's cool. I'll do that, but like, don't fucking make me play in first person the whole time. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I've played games like that, and I'm like, wow, I wish it was third, but nothing AAA that I can think of.
What else?
Mecha Break. I think this is a mech game. This is going to be for Ghost Nico.
Lame. The next game.
Avowed. We already talked about that. And Atom Fall. I think we saw Atom Fall last year as well, and I had forgotten about it. I could be wrong. Maybe they are just kind of first showing Atom Fall. And Assassin's Creed Shadows. There is some things I did put an article in there, Jesus, because I am really obviously I purchase every Assassin's Creed. I never finish all of them, but I do play them every so often. So one of the things like, they just kind of showed it briefly because I think Ubisoft kind of had their direct as well, separately. So, but some of the things I wanted to talk about just was the combat looked a little different, where I guess they're doing something different. So I don't know if this is what's the game on PlayStation that I can never pronounce the name of it, that did just recently come to Steam. So this is Nipron's game.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll actually pick this one up if he's never played it, or other people. So it looks a little different with the way you playing as, I think the female's the ninja and you're like the warrior fucking guy or whatever. But yeah, it just like it plays different than other Assassin's Creed. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. Like, I guess I'll find out when I either purchase it or I do the Ubisoft Plus, do a subscription with it, which you can now do on a console or PC. So I don't know if Ryan plays these games or not. So, and yeah, as far as I know, right, they're short. It's going to be shorter than like a Valhalla from what they've said. It's not going to be this, 100-hour game. So check that out. Stalker 2, right? This is that studio that was from Ukraine, and things went on, were obviously on hold, but I think it's, I didn't check the release date on it, but obviously interested to play it. So, and I know there's other ones like it on Steam as well, but coming to Game Pass day one. And obviously the one more thing was the Gears of War E-Day trailer, which looked amazing.
That looked fucking cool. As soon as I saw Marcus, I'm like, fuck yeah, they brought him back. And I was like, this has to be a prequel. And sure enough, it was. I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So no Gear 6, what's going on?
Those other characters were lame. JD Phoenix's son and the other chick and the other dude, they were lame.
All right,
I want motherfucking Marcus and Dom, and I want a mission with Coltrane. I want to see all this cool shit go down, dude.
Oh, what's the developer, Jesus? Like, so a little back history for people that didn't know. Gears of War was not made by Xbox. These were all made by Epic, right? And name's on the tip of my tongue right now. So he was like, fire, like, this is fun. Let's fucking go. Like, because he's kind of out of it, right? He doesn't work for Epic anymore. Cliffy B.
Cliffy B.
Yeah, Cliff Bludzinski. Yeah, he's like, oh, I can't wait to play this shit. You know, like, yeah. So Microsoft purchased it, what, back in like 2016, I think, or
yeah, something like that. Right when right before Fortnite came out, they bought it, right?
That's right. Right when Fortnite came out, they bought the rights to Gears of War.
Gears of War, yeah.
And that's when Microsoft also purchased.
That's when they made Gears 5, yeah.
So, but with that, they brought over. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but they brought him over from Epic to obviously continue to work on Gears of War, which was awesome. Before he went to Activision, but now he's back working for Microsoft again. So just can't get away from Microsoft. But yeah, I think it'll be awesome. I think I'm curious if they're just going to keep the multiplayer the same, maybe add a few things. So
keep it the same. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, if it works, it works, right? Don't change it too much. People won't like it if you change it too much.
No, people would get really upset if they're like, "What the fuck? Why is it not like Gears of War 5 and the same old classic maps and all this stuff?" So, so the one thing I did like about Gears of War 5 was, I mean, the game looks beautiful, right? Like, everything looks great. And from the Coalition, I think, is who makes it, Xbox Studio. But I didn't care for the mechs too much. Maybe they were just part of the story, but rather just fucking kill fucking other fucking enemies in the game. Yeah, real ones, not robots. But I think that's pretty much it for the Xbox stuff. So, did you see anything else, Jesus, besides that?
No.
That you kind of caught your attention?
No. Assassin's Creed looks cool, man. You know that Assassin's Creed that people were complaining about the Black Samurai that they have in the game? Because
so there's like isn't
it like
Samurai?
But you know, it's based on a true story. Like, it's based in reality, kind of. Because there is a documented history of one Black Samurai, Gunny. Okay, one Black Samurai, and this guy apparently showed up with the Jesuits, like missionaries or whatever.
Yeah,
and then he, I don't know if he got captured. I think he got captured. Him and the Jesuits got captured by the samurais. And, you know, back then, Japan was very closed off. It was when Japan was like, they were all about Japan and they didn't really do any trade with the world. So they kind of like, they didn't really want any other religion or any other people in their fucking land or whatever. So they would capture everyone that would come to Japan that wasn't Japanese. And pretty much they captured this dude. Apparently he was from Portuguese. He was a Portuguese from East Africa or something. And, one of the guys who was a daimyo, I guess, Daimyo Oda Nobunaga was his name apparently. He was like a leader or whatever, like a clan leader, like a samurai clan fucking emperor or whatever the fuck. He said, "Hey, I want to see a black person. I've never seen a black guy in my life." What do you mean this guy is black? And they're like, "Yeah, he's black." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "What? No way, a black person?" He's like, "No way, that doesn't exist. Bring him to me." They brought him to him. And apparently, the dude was so he was so shocked and like enthralled by this person being colored that he was like, "Oh, you work for me now.
I own you, slave."
Pretty much, he was like, "Yeah, you're mine now." And the guy was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you are mine now." And then he fucking took him under his wing and made him like a samurai, dude. And like taught him how to like be a samurai. So he trained him up, showed him how to use a sword and how to fight like a samurai. And he fought like a samurai with this dude for a long time until this dude got killed. and he got killed by like somebody that wanted to overthrow the throne or whatever, that wanted him dead, killed him. Apparently, the Black Samurai dude was there the day that his emperor died. He was there fighting alongside his emperor, and his emperor committed seppuku or whatever, killed himself. And the Black Samurai got captured by the enemy, and then they took him to prison, and then they released him. But then they said, "You got to go back to the Jesuits. You got to go back to your people. Like, we don't want you in Japan anymore."
Oh, wow.
Because they didn't trust him, because they knew that they killed his emperor. They were like, this motherfucker's going to come back for revenge and try to kill us or something. So fuck you. We're letting you live, but you're going to go back to your people, the Jesuits. And then, so they ended up releasing him back to his own people, and they send his ass back. But yeah, it's all kind of based on like a true story, Gunny. Kind of crazy that that's how that works. So yeah, if you're wondering why there's a Black Samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows, I guess that's who they're basing it off of.
Yeah. So I just heard, I think I heard it in a podcast. They were talking about, no, I was reading the comments on YouTube, and it was just talking about, well, hey, there's a book. But somebody said, no, that's a book of fiction. It's not real. That it's fake. That it wasn't real. That it wasn't documented. This is just coming from a fiction book. So I don't know. I haven't researched it.
Apparently his name was Yasuke. Yasuke. And I think that's his name in the game, isn't it? Yasuke?
Yes.
Yasuke? Yeah, I think that's the name that they have in the game too. So
yeah. And just I would say also like that, look, the game is based on fiction. So, it's not historically accurate to the T,
well, a lot of the Assassin's Creed games do have like historical shit in them that it's there, like the Egyptian game had Cleopatra in it and shit. The fucking Greek game had, what's his name, Alexander the Great, and other games had different shit in it. So yeah, these games are somewhat based in history somehow.
Yeah. Just like a movie, folks. Just like a movie.
In Assassin's Creed, the originals with Ezio in them, wasn't like that family real? What family was he a part of? Whatever family he was a part of, or the family that he was trying to kill that were running the Templars. That was like the Medici family or whatever. Like, those motherfuckers were real. They did exist, and they did run Italy and shit like for a long time.
Yeah. I did see that on a
YouTube all that shit,
documentary thingy.
All that shit's real, man. Like, kind of. So yeah. So I'm assuming some of this is based in reality, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's the whole point of this Assassin's Creed Shadows is the dude's emperor gets killed and he goes on a vengeance thing with the chick. And then they go and kill the other bad guys that took over. Maybe that's the point.
So is this like the other Assassin's Creed where you either play as her or as him, or is it just you're playing both throughout the game?
I think you could play as either. You can switch each mission. You can switch between them.
Yeah, those details I don't have in front of me.
Because I've seen screenshots where it says play as the girl, whatever her name is, and then play as the dude. And I'm assuming that's like the beginning of the mission. I'm wondering if you could do it in the fly.
Yeah, because I only saw the demo was with just him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you can like play as both on the fly, like just switch from one to the other, and they're both like in the same area. And then when you switch to the other one, you'll be doing whatever they're doing. Then you switch back to the other one, then you come into whatever they're doing. I don't know, because they've done it before in that other game when the what was it called? The one in London.
Well, okay, they did it in that one, and then remember also the one before Valhalla, they did it as well.
Oh, they did it with the Greek, right? With the girl and the guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And I would switch between the two. I know I can't think of the name of the stinking game now, but yeah.
Yeah,
I should know my Assassin's Creeds, but
Syndicate was the one Syndicate was the one with
that was in London, right?
The London one?
Yeah.
And that was like the most boring, forgettable one out of all of them. Like that was so forgettable. Like kind of fucking.
That game came down to $8 real quick. Yeah.
like that was such a forgettable setting, like the Industrial Revolution in London. Like, that was like so forgettable, dude. Come on, man, give us something cooler to like be in, like fuck, that's such a forgettable setting. All the other ones had like a cool setting, like the Viking one had the cool Viking setting. The Assassin's Creed 3 had the American Revolution. The other one had Egypt. The other one had Greece. The other one had fucking Italy. This one, oh, we're gonna base it on the Industrial Revolution in London. Fuck. Who cares? We don't care about that shit. Anyways, Gunny, I guess let's talk about video games and what we've been playing because we haven't got into that yet. But I've been playing a lot of games. So first off, real quick, I of course played some more Helldivers 2. And I'm getting there. I'm trying to unlock all the stuff for my ship still. I still haven't upgraded my ship fully, dude. I played this game for how many hours now? And I still have not got all the whatever fucking sample things to upgrade my ship all the way. It takes that long. Like,
it's a slow grind, is it?
So many. I think now I'm at the last upgrade for most of the things. And each of them require like 150 to 200 samples of something. And I'm like, 200 samples? You know what it's going to take me to get 200 samples? Like, oh, man, it's such a grind. But I love the game, though. It's so much fun getting in there and fucking shut up, dude. It's so much fun. I fucking love the game. So I can't complain, right? It's fun to be in there and fuck around. Now, the hard part is getting the samples and getting out with the samples. Because if you die and you drop the samples and you don't pick them up again, then you lost them. But the map always shows you where the shit is that you drop. If you drop your gun, if you drop your sidearm, you drop your special weapons. When you drop your samples, it shows you on the map where they're at. So you can always risk going back to getting them. But it's a risk, right, that you're going to take if you go back to get them. There might be more enemies there or whatever. But yeah, there was a new operation last week. It was called Operation whatever the fuck it was called, but it was pretty much based on the automaton side, so the robot side, right? And it was there was one planet that said, if you liberate this planet, we know that's where the robots are keeping this factory or whatever, where they make certain types of weapons. And if you beat this planet, you get to unlock the so-and-so anti-tank mine or something like that, or anti-tank missile or something like that we can use like a new stratagem. Or the other option was, or save this other planet with a bunch of orphans and you defend like this place where all these orphans live in this hospital, and that's it. You save the orphans. Shockingly enough, everyone went to save the orphans, and we succeeded in saving the orphans, but failed in capturing the planet that had the factory on it. So that was kind of crazy to see, because I was totally expecting to see all the Helldivers fighting for the stratagem, right? To get like a new weapon or a new thing to use in the game. But no, everyone was fighting to save the children, Gunny. We all fought to save the children.
So I was looking at the Twitter X today, and it was talking about, I thought that was new this week, the one where it says, eliminate the kids, the bug kids.
Oh yeah, that's new. Yeah, we got. So the new one for this week is we had to. That was for the week before. The new one for this week was for we have to eliminate the bugs and like plant this new. It's like a nuke. So we go onto the planet. We call in this like machine. It drops on the planet. Then we lock it in. We beep, 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 type the code in, and then it fucking shoots a nuke into the underground, and then blows up the nest where the bugs lives. And we got it. Usually when you're doing the mission, there's like 3 or 4 locations where you have to drop a nuke and blow up a big hole, and you're taking out the nest of the bugs to eradicate their numbers. All right, Gunny? And I think we've been pretty successful at doing that, but we'll see what the numbers show today, because I haven't logged in today. Usually on Mondays when it shows how successful we were or weren't at a certain objective. But yeah, a new battle pass came out for Helldivers as well. It's called the Viper Commandos, and it adds like a new I want to say it's almost like a Rambo theme, where like it's so like jungly looking armor, like green and black, and like it's like sleeveless, like you could see like the biceps and shit of the soldiers, and it's pretty cool armor. And then you can also customize your drop pod, your escape ship, and certain other things. Like I think your mech, you can put like a green camo on it, like a jungle looking camo on it now. If you have that battle pass and you unlock those things, you can put those camos on your like your vehicles, I guess, like your drop pod, said your mech, your little ship that picks you up when you extract. So that's kind of cool, man. That's the one. That's the battle pass I bought. I bought that one. So I kind of been grinding my way through it, trying to get the stuff unlocked. I'm trying to get the new camo unlocked so I can equip it on my character. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Fucking love Helldivers. Helldivers is the best game ever.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah, Helldivers 2, actually, yeah. Besides Helldivers 2, though, I did end up playing some other games as well, Gunny. I ended up playing a little bit more of, what's that game called? Fuck, actually. That's a game on my mind. Yeah, I gotta open up Steam real quick. Oh, I know that I played, no, I updated Starfield. I didn't play Starfield. Oh, what's this game called? Oh, hold on, Gunny. Hold on. I played a game, Gunny. Okay, listen, Gunny. Listen.
Let me guess it. It's got a gun in it.
No. No gun in it. No gun. Surprisingly, no gun at all. No guns at all, Gunny. Okay.
Got
listen,
swords.
Gunny. No swords either.
Damn it.
Here, listen, Gunny. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be an ant?
Oh, I saw this on Steam.
Okay, listen. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be an ant, Gunny? Okay.
I would like to know what's down in those tunnels.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. So I ended up running across this game called Empires of the Undergrowth, and it pretty much is teaching me what it's like to be an ant. It's a pretty cool little game. It's kind of like I would say it's a strategy, like an RTS game or whatever, where you are controlling like an ant colony and you're building like little, you're digging holes, you dig, and then you're putting up little nests and little eggs and larvae, and you can make soldier ants and worker ants, and then you fight other colonies for food, and to like you fight these big bugs that are trying to kill your ants or whatever. I'm on like the second or third level now, where I'm on a beach, and there's 2 other nests of ants on the beach, and then like at nighttime, the fucking the stupid ladybugs and shit come out, and they eat our food supply, which is like these plants that are on the beach. And these plants, we got to protect them. So I got to send my soldier ants out there to protect them. But at night, these other bugs come out that come and eat the ants too. And spiders come out and shit to attack you. So you got to like fight against spiders, against ladybugs, against these other bugs. You got to fight other ants. It's pretty intense, dude. I'm telling you, Gunny, like it's a lot of shit going on to be able to run it.
I was watching like gameplay of it, and I thought, wow, this actually looks really solid. Are you also carrying like a? Is there like 500 of you carrying a cracker across a parking lot as well to kind of bring it back to the?
No, but like so like say there's like there's different levels. So so you're like in a lab. So the main game starts off where you're like in a lab, and these scientists are like, "Oh wow, look, we got the something fornica ant here. And let's see what she does. Let's see if she builds a colony." So you start there and you start building your colony. And then you do these challenges. They're like kind of like experiments. And they'll put you like in the real world. And in the real world, it switches from the scientists talking, like the scientists on the lab saying like, "Oh wow, look what they're doing," to like this guy that's like a fucking like a nature TV fucking commentator guy. You know, like, "Today we're in the jungles of South Africa with the whatever blah 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 ant, with the leafcutter ant, and we're gonna see what the queen does to expand her colony." And then I'll be like, "Okay, your mission is to expand your colony and take out all the bugs that are in the underground that are like a threat to you. So like take out all these other like little scorpions or spiders that are a threat to your colony, and expand your colony as much as you can. And once you kill everyone, it's mission complete. So you're gonna like you're kind of like expanding. You're building little like hubs. You're building more nests. You're building more soldiers. You're getting more food, and you keep going and attacking these different areas till you kill all the bugs right that are in the ground. And this is mission successful. Then it says, "What do you want for a reward?" It'll say you get more like tiles to like unlock more like digging. So like each tile is considered 1 point. You get extra tiles to dig through, or you get extra food, or you get extra ants or whatever. Like extra, it's called like jelly, and the jelly is what you use to like upgrade your ants. So like there's an upgrade tree to your ants that have like upgrade your ants to level 1, to level 2, to level 3. And if you upgrade your ants to certain levels, they become more powerful, right? They become like, oh, this soldier ant can now do double damage, or it can now do triple damage, or it can now take triple damage or whatever. So like you can upgrade your ants, and it's kind of deeper than what you may think it is for a fucking ant game, dude. Like it really is well done too. Like the narrator guy, the commentator, when you're doing the missions and the guy's commentating about like what's going on in the world, he's like, "Oh, look, they ran into a spider. What are they gonna do now?" And it's like, "Oh, look, the ants are now teaming up against this spider. Will they be able to take it out?" And like it's just like a nature show, dude. It's so fucking cool, and I love it.
So you're learning at the same time about nature.
You are, yes, you are learning about the ants. You learn that ants don't like ladybugs. They don't like these other like, I forget what they're called, but they have like a certain name for them. They're like these black scorpion looking things. They look like scorpions, but they're not scorpions. They're like a beetle. But apparently those things eat ants, or they attack ants all the time because they also live underground sometimes. But the ants eat their larvae. And then you also learn about how ants attack other ants. Like there's these other ants that they go and they steal the larva, like the baby larva, from the other ants' colony, and they take it back to their colony, and they enslave that larva. So when that larva is born, when that baby is born as an ant, they're from a different colony, but they use those people as slaves. They use those ants as slave labor. I forget what they're called. They're called something slave ants. I'm like, what the fuck? There's ants that do this?
They kidnapped them. That's crazy.
Yeah, they come into your base and they attack the shit out of your base. But their whole goal is not to kill your queen. No. I mean, yes, they will kill your queen if they get to her and they could attack her. Yes, they will attack your queen and try to kill her. But their main goal is to get into your nest, go to where your larvae, your little baby larvae are, your eggs are, and then you steal their fucking eggs and they run away with your eggs. So it'll be like, oh, the ants attacked and they took 20%.
I think those are thug ants, bro. Those are thug ants.
They take away 20% of the larva or whatever. How will the colony survive now? And every time you steal your larva, like your queen replaces that larva, but that takes up food, right? So if you don't have enough food, you don't have enough food to sustain the colony. That means soldiers aren't being born. That means that you cannot defend the colony as good anymore. And the next time they attack, they're gonna fuck you up. So it's like a whole balancing thing of this game where you gotta find a food source. You gotta find like good ants to defend. You gotta have enough soldier ants to defend your nest and your queen, you know what I mean? And you can even have like this thing where like you can upgrade your queen to where when she's being attacked, if her health, I think if her health falls under 75%, you can spawn these special soldier ants that spawn right next to her. And they spawn right next to her, and they're like the royal guard. So they're called the royal protectors or whatever the fuck, the royal guard or something. Where all they do is protect the queen. That's their only fucking job, but they're super powerful ants. But there's only like 15 of them.
Ants, probably, right? Like they're special forces ants.
Yeah, like they're like special forces ants, yes. But their only job is to protect the queen. That's all they do. They don't work. They don't hunt for food. Their job is to protect the fucking queen, and that's what they do. And but yeah, man, there's spiders in this game that attack your ants and eat your ants. And the music is really well done. It's just like a nature show. It's really fucking good. And I like it, and it runs really solid on my computer. Like really, no issues at all running it on Epic settings. Real fucking good. I liked it a lot, so I really recommend Empires and the Other Corps. It's like $20, I think maybe. I think I bought it for $20, but it's really fucking good. I liked it.
Yeah, what's the name of that game again?
Empires of the Undergrowth. Yeah,
there it is. Okay, yeah, I was watching gameplay and I thought, wow, this actually looks really solid for a.
It really is. It's really cool.
Game.
I think you will like it, Gunny. Honestly, I think you're gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I did this with my colony. I did this." And the cool thing is, like, you could go underground, right, and see the underground of your colony, and you see like how you're digging, and then you can go above ground, and you can see like people, like the scientists in the lab. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna drop some jelly beans in there for them to see what they do." And they'll drop jelly beans on the top of the land for you. And then you go outside and you see the jelly beans and you go and grab them and you bring them back into your nest. You know, you got a shitload of food. It's fucking awesome, dude. I
think since Ryan liked Grounded so much, I think he'll like this game.
You probably would. Anyways, besides that, I played another game today. It's called I Am Your President, Gunny. And this game is hard. Man, like, it's really hard, dude. I think I'm failing as a president, to be honest.
Are they trying to throw you in prison? What's going on?
Listen, I don't know if they're trying to charge me with treason or colluding with Russia, but the people don't like me. Listen, the people do not like me. Okay, listen, I'm trying to pass an immigration reform. Okay, listen, this is what I promised my people in my campaign. I said I would give them immigration reform. I would whatchamacallit, I would
lower taxes,
improve the economy, and reform justice, like make sure that like police departments are well funded and better trained or whatever to like, you know, address things or whatever, like something like that, right? Like reform justice or something. So I do all these things, man, but it's fucking hard, dude. Like you because you only got so many action points, right? Each day you wake up, you're in the Oval Office. That's all it is. You're in the Oval Office, and you got all these things popping up. You got these advisors walking in, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. President," and you're like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, well, we have a question, you know, about this thing that you wanted to do. We need a budget of so much money. Do you want to approve this budget or not? And you're like, fuck, do I have to? And I'm like, well, if you don't, then you kind of fell what you promised. And you're like, okay, fuck it. Because, one thing I was going to do is I was going to fix the opioid crisis. that was my big thing. I said I would fix the opioid crisis. Well, you know what happened, Gunny? Big Pharma came and said, okay, we'll recall all of our opioids on the market right now. We'll recall all of them off the shelves. Nothing's going to be sold anymore. But we need $2 billion to research a safer opioid. And I'm like, what the fuck? $2 billion, but I have no other choice but to give it to them, right? Because if I don't give them the $2 billion, then I fail my campaign promise. That was like my big promise to the people, was like, I will solve the opioid crisis. And I gave the $2 billion, but now everyone's pissed at me, right? Because I wasted $2 billion on some shit. And then, all right, Gunny, then the next day, Gunny, right? My advisor walks in and he's like, Mr. President. And I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, I have some dire news. He's like, it's about your son-in-law. And he's like, oh, fuck, what did that crazy cackhead do now? And he's like, well, it's not about what he did, but it's about what they're going to be reporting about your family soon. And it's like, what do you mean? And he said, well, he's like, this, I forget what he said, was the Washington Press or the New York Times or something. He's like, yeah, they're about to report that your son-in-law was caught with prostitutes or something, and he was snorting cocaine, and then they started digging into your past, and they found something about you doing meth or cocaine in college. And I'm like, oh,
in college,
fuck.
Right? Or high school.
Oh, fuck. I'm like, oh, no, not me. You can't do this to me. I'm the fucking president, motherfucker. So my option was A, let them run the story. We'll just deal with it. We'll deal with the bad optics. Or my other option, Gunny, was B, take care of the problem. I didn't know what that meant. All right, honestly, I thought they were gonna like pay this guy off, bribe him, or something. Well, I pressed that option, right? And then the next thing that pops up is like this little browser thing pops up with like a news headline on your computer. So it pops up like a browser screen, and it pops up a headline, and it says, "Longtime journalist dead at 44." It said, "Longtime journalist has been found dead at 44 years old. He was hit by a car while crossing the street or something." And it said he leaves behind his wife and his 2 children, and by the way, we believe that he was about to do a big breaking story on the current administration in the White House, but nobody knows what happened to those sources. Oh, so it's like, oh, that's what meant by taking care of the problem. I was like, oh, shit, I had no clue. Oh, wow.
Take care of it quietly. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I'm like, this game is getting crazy. So, like, some crazy shit happened, right? So I did that, right? My crazy crackhead son-in-law doing crack in the White House or something. And then I'm trying to pass some reform, right? And so I sent spies to Canada and Mexico, right? I sent spies to Canada and to Mexico because they're like next to us. And I'm like, I definitely got to spy on these motherfuckers because I don't know what they're doing, right? Because it says Mexico was hostile towards us and that Canada was friendly towards us, but they were not our allies yet. Like, they were our allies, but like not where they weren't allied enough where we could do trade with them. So what I ended up doing was sending spies to both Canada and Mexico. And I found that in Canada, they had a problem with immigrants. There was too many immigrants coming in from I don't know where. But they had an influx of immigrants, and the government was facing socio-economic collapse. So it said, like, you have 3 choices now with this information. You can A, talk about unity and standing together and being allies with Canada and how you're going to stand together with them and help them through this crisis. Or you could B, talk about how stupid they are and why would they let all these immigrants in and now look how stupid they are and how they're suffering. Or C, do nothing about it. So, of course, I went with B. And Canada got a little pissed off at me, okay? They kind of...
Trudeau, whatever. He was like, yeah, fuck you, America.
They did some shit where they stopped some trade with me or something. I was like, what?
Such a gun nut loving motherfucker.
And then Mexico was having the same issue. It said, oh, Mexico is having the same thing where, like, they have too many immigrants flooding in from South America and they don't know what to do. Their economy is struggling and all this shit. And I was like, fuck it, condemn them too. And we condemned them as well, Gunny. And now they're pissed off at me too because I condemned them. And then Iraq was having some sort of issue. So I sent spies over there. And then I started doing trade with like Australia, New Zealand, Germany, a few other countries. I started doing trade with them. And the UK wanted me to sign some climate agreement. And I said, fuck you and your climate agreement. We don't need your stupid climate agreement. So I don't know. But you got all these things you have to like control, man. So you got to control your cabinet. You have a cabinet, right? Or like your cabinet of the presidency, like different people for different departments.
Right.
And
so it's like an approval rating system.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to have like a certain rating. Like if your rating falls below 0 with the people, like you're done. You're done. Like you're done. Game over. So I think my rating did fall below 0 at a certain point, but because I ended up doing a bunch of trade with like Sweden, Norway, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Germany, a few other countries, that persuaded the people to like it says like +5 economy, +5 industrial, +5 military. So each thing has like a plus and a negative, right? Like if you do this goes down, but that goes up. So I was trying to do the ones that would make the people, I think it's the people, like my popularity rating or something, go up because it was almost at 0. and I made that go up. So I'm barely hanging in there. Like I'm barely hanging in there. My economy is doing great though, and my industry is doing great. But we'll see, man, how much longer I could be president for. I think this thing goes for like 4 years, and you're playing each day as the president. And each day you get like a new email saying like, "Hey, this new bill just passed. Do you want to look at it?" And it'll be like, "This bill is about health fitness awareness week," and it said, "By passing this bill, you're making it to where every American must exercise twice a week, no matter what." Like, no matter what, you must have every person exercise twice a week.
In America? Oh my gosh, your approval rating would go way down.
Of course, I denied that bill. But there's other bills that say, like, oh, this bill will recognize teachers as whatever, and it would help funding with, like, schools. And I was like, all right, I'll approve this. And it was like, this other bill would, like, prioritize tech companies to invest in the U.S. infrastructure and like invest in the United States and try to find technology here and keep it here. And I was like, of course I'm going to support that bill. But there's different types of bills that come across your desk. There's different types of laws that are being passed, and you got to sway the people, and you got to sway. There's Democrats and Republican Party, right? And you pick what party you're from. And then you got to sway the other party to follow your policies. So, for example, I passed this law, right? That was like a young. It was called Young Adults Program or something, or Young Parent Program, where like if people that were young had a kid, they could go to this like program and get like diapers and fucking formula or whatever the
financial assistance.
Yeah, for their baby. And I passed that, right? I passed that as a thing that I just did because you could pass different things by yourself as executive orders. And I did that as an executive order. And at first, the Democrats were condemning me, saying, "Oh, you're stupid. You're wasting money, blah, blah, blah." And next you know, like about I don't know, a few months later, they're like, "Oh, wow, the program's working really good. We support you with this program." And then,
like real life,
yeah. So my chief of staff comes in. He's like, "Hey, by the way, on that program that you passed, good job. You got a lot of people on the other side supporting you on it." And I'm like, "Oh, those sons of bitches want to support me now? I'm gonna go to Twitter." So you go to Twitter.
What's it called in the game? Do you know? Is it called something?
It's called Screech. It's called Screech.
Because it makes me want to screech sometimes.
It has like a little bird screeching into the air. Like it has like a little blue bird that's screeching into the air or whatever. It's called Screech. And then on Screech, it has like 4 different options you can click, and it says like serious, hilarious, condemning, or weird. And those are the 4 options you can pick. And the serious one is like the most serious answer, right? Like saying like, "Oh, now that the Democrats want to support my thing now that I passed it and it's being a success." Or you could be one that's funny that says like, "Oh, now they want to fucking join me because whatever, because they see I'm successful," or blah, blah, blah. Or you can have one that's condemning them, saying like, "Oh, those rats over there, they want to support me now, those bastards. They weren't supporting me back then. Remember who was supporting me in the beginning." Or you could have one that's like really weird. That's just like a random ass tweet that's like, Kafefe or whatever, like Trump would randomly tweet.
something real cryptic or
something real fucking random, right? It doesn't make sense at all. But people, and then when you post a tweet, you see the responses of the people on the bottom. It'll be like, "Yeah, go, Mr. President," or like, "You're fucking crazy. You suck as a president," or like just different people responding to your tweets or whatever. And it's kind of funny, right? Because the game lets you tweet all the time. Like you just tweet random shit. You could tweet about other countries. You could tweet about your opposition. You could tweet about the economy, about whatever you want to tweet about. You just tweet. And then you can also like, it's a lot of cool shit like that. And also you can pick like when you start off, you pick what type of president you are. You'd be like, "I'm a serious president," or "I'm a funny president," or they're serious, hilarious, and something else. I forget what the other one was. Oh, a protected president. I don't know what protected means, but he's wearing like a fucking helmet. Like he's like, yeah, he's wearing like a helmet, like he's not trying to get shot or something. I don't know. It's really weird. But yeah. So, but yeah, man, cool little game. I Am Your President. I think it's on sale right now for like $6 or something.
I think I've seen it on Steam before.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's just kind of clicking things and seeing what happens. But yeah, you play as the president, and I think eventually you can go to war with countries. Like if you piss off a country enough, they will go to war with you.
You condemn them, yeah. As much, yeah.
Yeah, like if I start talking a lot of shit about Russia and China, I'm sure they'll go to war with me because I keep talking shit about them and putting sanctions and shit on them. You know what I mean? Like they eventually, I'm sure they'll just go to war with me. But we'll see. Maybe I'll declare war on them. Yeah.
Yeah. Send in the troops. Send the bombs.
President Jesus. And then it was cool when you sign the bill, right? It'll have like the little bill in front of you and it'll say like the so-and-so act. And it'll be like this, whatever act. It says, I hereby, as President of the United States, declare and certify that this will become into law. And then it'll say like what the law is. And then on the bottom, when you sign it, you have to physically sign it with your mouse. So it looks all fucked up because you have to sign it with your mouse. And then you put the stamp of approval on there, Gunny. Yeah.
All official and shit.
You feel real presidential doing that shit. Yeah. Anyways, besides these two games, though, I did play another game which was really cool, actually. It was called Trepping 2. Actually.
Yeah. I downloaded it, but I tried to play it on the Steam Deck, but I haven't tried to play it official on the computer.
All right. There's a problem with this game, though. I had to refund it. And it wasn't because the game was bad. Honestly, it wasn't. The game was actually really, really good. So the game starts off where you're like this prisoner. You don't know why you're in prison, but somebody goes into this prison and breaks you out. And it's not like a regular prison. It's like a black site CIA type prison, where like they keep superheroes or something, And you pretty much have these superpowers. Like you can turn invisible and shit. Like you can press the RB button and turn invisible. And then you can run really fast and you can punch people really far. And you can like pick up guns and shoot them really cool and do some cool shit. But the problem with the game was that after playing it for about an hour and a half of like, it was mostly the first level and the part of the second level, I got really, really, really sick, dude. I don't know why, Gunny. I mean, the game was running like at 160 frames. Like it was going so fast. Like it was running really good. I had it on epic settings. I had my FOV all the way out. I had motion blur off and VSync. I had all these settings off and the normal things that turn off, I had off. And I had the LFS running and everything. Running really good, looked great. But I'm not kidding you, dude. After about an hour and a half of playing it, man, it legit made me feel like I was going to throw up. Remember when I talked about this last time when I was playing PUBG for a while? PUBG made me feel sick. This game did the same thing to me, dude. It gave me like, I believe it was motion sickness because the thing is, I don't know if it was because I never experienced motion sickness in a car. But this game made me feel really sick to my stomach.
And you made sure that motion blur was off?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I did play Trepping 1. I didn't play the second one. So there is a demo for this game on Steam.
Yeah. I should just start a demo if you want to see what it's like. I mean, I'm sure it'll give you probably the first level that you play as or something. But yeah, really cool little game. It has a lot of things going for it. I just, like I said, I had to return it because I don't know if I could play more of it. And I didn't want to play it like in spurts. I don't want to play like 5 minutes and then stop. 5 minutes and then stop. And then 5 minutes. Because it kind of ruins the flow, right, of the game.
Yeah.
But it was a very action-oriented first-person shooter campaign. Really cool little game. But like I said, I had issues myself, just personally feeling sick. Maybe I should have locked it at 60 FPS or something. I don't know. I don't know, dude, but I don't know if it was the way because it's first person, but it's very fluid. Like you're moving, it's all in first person, but like it's almost like Dishonored or something, you know, where you're just everything's like a solid fluid movement when you're running, you're sliding, you're going into vents, you're fighting people, you're punching them, you're kicking them, you're flying through the air, you're shooting people. It's really cool, but it it made me feel really really sick, and that's kind
And
of a
you know what
shit.
games do that to me are like, I know I can't think of anything in particular, but like, let's say you're like in a helicopter or whatever, and whether you're on the minigun or, and you're kind of looking down or whatever, and obviously the helicopter's moving, right? I don't know. I just get a little motion sickness every time when I'm seeing the screen like that.
And it sucks, dude, because
or obviously VR, but yeah.
Because like even in VR, I don't get motion sickness. Like it's weird. I don't get motion sickness in the car. I don't get motion sickness on a boat or on a plane in real life. But sticking me in front of these weird games every so often that are first person and they fuck with me really bad. I don't know. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know if it's just because like I focus so hard on it that like it starts freaking my brain out. Maybe I don't know. You know, like, I don't know. What the hell
Yeah,
happened.
some games are like that. I've heard the same thing, right? Like they don't all work the same way.
Yeah, people were saying that it's because your brain thinks that you're moving, but you're not really moving. So your brain gets confused, and so it's making you feel sick because your brain is tripping out, right? Because your eyeballs is seeing one thing, but your body is sitting still, and your brain's like, "Hey, you should be moving right now. Like, what are you doing? You know, like."
Right. Yep, exactly. Like that's a good description of it.
Yeah, so you gotta freak the fuck out, and it makes you feel sick on purpose to see if you're still alive and
Kind of
shit.
like that. If you've ever been in those rides where I don't know if they have them anymore, but at like a carnival where you get inside that circular thing and you kind of like stick to the wall, but like I guess you're moving, but you can't see the outside or the ground or the sky or anything because it's all enclosed. So really, it feels like your brain kind of tricks you for a minute. Like, are you really moving? Even though gravity's pulling you to the side.
Yeah.
But you could feel it. You could feel that you're moving, but you can't see it.
Speaking of that, just the other day, when was it? The other day here at Oaks Park in Oregon, in Portland, there's a park called Oaks Park. It's like an amusement park. It's an old amusement park, but they have new rides there. And apparently the power went out, dude, during the carnival, during the fucking rides. The power went out, and they have this ride that like is like a circle, right? You sit like in a circle, and then like flips you upside down, and then it keeps going upside down in circles or whatever. It keeps going in circles and flips you around upside down and goes back and forth and shit, right? And it spins. Well, apparently the power went out when that thing was all the way upside down.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So there's fucking video of these people fucking stuck on this ride. They're stuck, dude, like upside down, straight up and down in the air, dude. Like just fucking stuck. Just stuck for
Let's
like
hope you didn't have a lot to eat before then. Yeah.
for like 10, 15 minutes, dude. They were just stuck there, like just fucking stuck upside down. Just eventually they were able to like manually move the machine or something. Somehow they were able to manually let the hydraulic fluid fucking out or something to like make it come down or whatever slowly. But it definitely was like, dude, imagine being stuck upside down for like more than like 5 minutes. That'd be fucking scary as shit.
Yeah. Or even like on a roller coaster where you're upside down and just get stuck and you're there for like 3 hours or something.
He's just fucking stuck there, dude. Like, what do? You know, like holy shit. I was like, holy fucking shit. That'd be traumatizing. I never go on another ride again in my life. Like, fuck all that.
Damn, you know what
That's
you were
nuts.
describing that thing? I want to say that thing's called like the zipper or something. Sounds like the zipper.
I don't know. It's like a big tower, but it's like a thing where like on the bottom, everyone sits in it, but it's like a giant circle on the bottom. So everyone's facing outward. It's like a giant circle, and then when it goes up, it stops at the top upside down, and then it starts going down. But as it's going down, the seats are spinning as well, like they're rotating like in a circle. And it'll just keep going in circles, and it's rotating you. So the seats are rotating, and you're rotating. And that's what it's like. But these people got stuck up there, dude. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
There was,
No.
There was these people on top of the Ferris wheel that were taking a video of it because they were stuck on top of the Ferris wheel. And they were taking a video of the people stuck on that thing. And they're like, well, at least we're not upside down.
Right.
we're stuck on top of the Ferris wheel in a seat. But at least we're just sitting here, like we're not stuck upside down all the way down there. Like, fuck
hell
that.
No.
That's scary as fuck. I would be scared on top of the Ferris wheel, dude. Let alone on top of a fucking upside down thing. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Damn, I was watching this video of like, I couldn't tell you if it was last year. You never know when you're watching something on Instagram or Twitter X or whatever. So then they had like what is it called when they're at like the snow park? What are they called? Gondolas or something? Or, when you're going up the mountain or whatever. And I think they were coming back. Well, like because they were coming back on the right side. And like there was like this like broken, but it was cold, right? It was freezing. It was icy and snow, and because it's winter, then you go skiing there. So then it was like a broken pipe or a geyser or something just shooting the water just straight up onto the seat.
Oh.
But for some reason, I don't know what it was, but maybe it got stuck in that one exact spot. So then they were just getting like, just from this ice cold water for like, I don't know how long they were there, but I'm curious if they died of hypothermia,
Yeah, I'd be scared.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like, can you imagine? Because you can't go anywhere. You could probably jump, you break both your legs, but
yeah,
or die, but
yeah, because those things probably go pretty high, right? Like in some spots, right? Like they're probably really high up.
Yeah, like even like I was looking at the heights, like I don't think I'd jump from that height, I don't know how deep the snow is, or
you jump and you break your fucking leg landing on.
It's one thing being cold, right? And you got a jacket and you got a beanie on, but being wet and cold,
wet and cold and a broken leg. Oh man,
no,
fuck that. You'd be fucking stuck up there. But yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, that happened in Portland the other day. It was pretty nuts, that whole thing that happened. Probably the power went out or something. And then when the people are stuck upside down, they're like, everyone, please evacuate the park. Everyone, please head to your nearest exit. And they said the reason they were evacuating the park was because people started freaking the fuck out, right? Like the people on the ground were screaming and shit, like, and everyone started freaking the fuck out. So the people were like, all right, fuck it, we got to evacuate the park to get these people down. And they started evacuating the park. But I imagine how scary that would be as a person being stuck up there. Like,
can you imagine though, Jesus? I mean, you're like, okay, so let's say they evacuate the park, right? Just for safety purposes or whatever. There's no power. And like, let's say you're the one stuck up there and you can see the people and they got their cell phones and that's the only kind of light. But now, let's say 15 minutes later, all you see is the operator down there with a flashlight, right? It's the only person left. My anxiety would just, man, I'd be squealing like a schoolgirl at that point. Let me down. I don't want to die.
You see the fire trucks pulling up. The guy down there, right? Oh, man. Yeah, they were interviewing some kid on the news today. He was like, this kid, and he was like, he's like, these things on my face, because it looked like he had freckles on his face. He's like, these aren't freckles. They're bursted blood vessels from being upside down.
It's got to be some kind of long-term fucking health thing from that.
From being upside down for so long, he got bursted blood vessels on his face. I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm like, how long was he upside down for? I don't know, dude. Oh, that's scary as fuck, though. That'd be traumatizing, dude. I'm telling you, I would never ride another ride again in my life. I don't care where it was at. I'd be like, I'm not getting on that thing. Fuck you. You couldn't pay me to get on that thing. That's scary as hell, dude.
Yeah, it is. Ugh.
It's like those, like in Vegas. I don't know if you ever been to the Stratosphere, but in the Stratosphere in Vegas, they have this swing, right? that goes like you sit on the seat and then the swing kind of starts up,
that.
and then it goes and it hangs you off the side of the tower, like it goes out, and there's nothing underneath you, and you're on top of this huge tower, the Stratosphere in Vegas. And then the thing will spin around in circles, and you're like on this chain, like in the seat.
I stayed at the Stratosphere.
Yeah, you're like in a harness.
First time I went there, I think. Second time.
Yeah, you're like in a harness or whatever, so you're like strapped in there, and there's a chain holding you to the swing, and you're swinging around in circles. But there's a thing on that fucking swing. If the wind picks up more than like 10 or 15 miles an hour or something like that up there, like if a wind gust hits that tower at a certain speed, that fucking swing stops, and then it just stops right there, and then it just keeps you there.
Right. What if the power trip? It might trip the power circuit.
I don't know what it is. Like a safety feature, because they said like if the wind gusts get too high, they can be swinging you around, right? So the safety feature is the fucking swing will stop, and now you're stuck up there for however long till the wind dies down.
What would you do, Jesus, if it does that? Right? You're it's a fairly sunny day, but then that trips, and then like in the near, I would say the close distance, you see this gigantic lightning bolt, right? And all you see is dark clouds coming in. You're like, would you piss your pants at that point? Like, I think I would.
I would piss myself.
I'd be like, yeah, we're done.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm gonna die right here on the Stratosphere. I'm gonna fucking lightning bolt's gonna hit this.
Everything's chain. Metal, right? Except for you.
We're all fucking dead. We're all dead.
Plastic seat, but
the seat's gonna be fried. We're all dead. But you imagine you're up there and you're literally dangling your feet. Like there's nothing underneath you. You're dangling your feet on this chair. You're on a fucking swing, dude. Like, and there's been instances where people were stuck up there for like a long time. I remember one time they were talking about how some people were stuck up there for like an hour or two, dude, because the wind gusts were picking up so high that the firemen couldn't risk like pulling the swing in. Like they couldn't risk it. So they just had to say, oh, fuck it. You're just stuck out there for 2 hours while the wind blows. And good luck.
Bring a sandwich.
Good luck, Gunny. Hope you don't have to go to the bathroom before this because you're stuck out there for 2 hours now.
Yeah, I think that was like the second time I went. I want to say we stayed at the Stratosphere. And I know Kyle, my son, was obviously younger. And he's still only 18, but I know there was like an age thing because I think they told us like, no, you got to be 18 or whatever adult, and because I know that they have a swimming pool in the top that you have to be an adult. So I was like, okay, well next time. But we did the roller coaster over at New York, I think it was.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Fuck that, dude. That'd be scary as fuck. I'll never get on that fucking swing. Tell you that after I saw that.
No.
I'm like, nope, never get on that swing in my fucking life. I wouldn't trust it.
I don't know. I probably would. Now, I'm not afraid of heights, but closed spaces and stuff. Yeah, I can't deal with it.
That's
in a cage.
That's just not like a little height, Gunny. You're on top of this huge fucking tower, hanging off the edge. Ain't no way, dude. No way. Fuck all that.
I'm thinking of that movie. What is it? Something Fatal or whatever. Like you're supposed to die, but then if you get saved, everything's trying to kill you.
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Yeah, they made like what 3 or 4 of those movies. Maybe 5.
They made 7 of them, I think.
Gosh, yeah, those were always cool. Like
they were cool, yeah.
The
first 4 or 5 were really cool.
I like how they always start out like it'll show like the mechanics of it, or like there'll be a little spark and some creaks and bending metal, Yeah, fuck.
Well, yeah. Besides all that, what else did I play? I think that's all I played, really, man. I haven't really got into much else. Yeah. What have you been playing, Gunny?
I have been playing. I'll just kind of start from the beginning where I know that like we didn't record last week, and we had sports ball games. We had my son graduated. He got his driver's license. We went to a graduation. So that was all super exciting stuff outside of gaming. But let's see, what did I play? Not a lot of like one thing besides Project Zomboid is stuff that I've been playing a lot of lately. It's kind of my go-to game a lot. But besides that, I'm still only like 3 hours into Hellblade 2. So it's like I feel like I'll finish that game eventually, seeing how I probably only have another 3 hours to go. But yeah, I'm getting there. I don't know. I feel like it's like, all right, I need to, sit down in front of the TV and just finish it. Just find 3 hours and go for it. Hell Let Loose, Jesus. I don't know. I was just like, all right, I need to play a first-person shooter. I get like that, right? Because I don't play them as much. So, grab the headset, right? Jump into some multiplayer. So funny thing is, okay, so I tried it on my PC, and I don't know, it just doesn't want to run it. It doesn't look good, right? This PC is a toaster, right? With a 1070 Ti at this point. I'm looking to upgrade seriously. I know I texted you guys that night. I'm like, I need a new PC. So nothing works, not enough memory. Everything sucks on this thing, except for my 1440p 165 hertz monitor, which I love. Everything else is kind of a relic at this point. So jumped over on Xbox. I know it's on Game Pass, but I had purchased it, I think, prior. So I don't know. It's just a World War II shooter that I really like, and it's very challenging. And I know, Jesus. I should be playing Battlefield 2042, right? That's the game I should be playing. But yeah, I go in there and I know you played before, Jesus. So. And if you go in there and you kind of click on, like, I think it's like create a platoon or whatever they call it, or create a class or whatever, you're going to be the default commander. So playing as commander, like one of your jobs is to put down what's called a garrison, and I have no idea like how to actually freaking do that. So, and it's funny, like I went to YouTube. Well, let me back up. So. One of the things I do know how to put down are those spawn points. So that's good, right? That you're not going from basically all the way from the back, to try to reach further to the front to lay down an actual spawn point for your platoon. So I know I'm using the wrong terminology on it, but and I think I did that. Second game comes, right? It's still like the same crew or what have you. They're like, all right, Gunny, you got to put the garrison down. You got the supplies here. And so I laid down the spawn point. They're like, you don't know how to put one down, do you? I said, no, I don't. Like, how do I do it, guys? Help me out here. And of course, toxic player. I think they were all Xbox. I don't know if PlayStation's included in this, even though there's crossplay. And it's like, I don't know. They just start getting racist, and obviously I'm playing with a younger crowd here. And, but I ignore all that crap, Like, all right, guys, stop messing around. How do I put a garrison down? Whatever. Oh, you're stupid, Gunny. You don't even know, like, yes, I am. Help me out here, I said, I will go watch some YouTube videos because I don't think I ever learned. I'm not used to being like a commander, And I don't know if they voted to kick me, but the game fucking crashed on me. I was like, fuck. So I was like,
they kicked your ass.
I think they kicked me out. Like, it fucking crashed the game. They were like, get the fuck out of here, noob.
This fucking commander sucks. Get this guy out of here.
He can't even lay down a garrison. What's he thinking? So then, yeah, I went and watched some videos, and it's like, it still doesn't tell me. Like, it just tells me how to be the best at it, and where to put them. But there was no like clear instructions. So I still don't know how to do it. So I'm like, you know what? I still want to play Hell Let Loose. Went back in. And obviously, I'm not going to be a commander. Just put me in a fucking platoon or whatever, and yeah, just let me have some fun. And that was great. That's what I like to play. And because you're not expected to do much, right? Like if you're not doing like tanks or, supply drops or whatever it is, like or driving the truck for supplies. Like you're just going to be infantry basically. So, of course, I get killed a lot. It's a weird game, right? Because the only thing that you see are your teammates, and everybody else just has an icon over their head, right? And then the enemy will not, right? So it's It's like you just got to be really careful. You can't just barrel down the middle of the field, right? Because you will get sniped or somebody will have a fucking gun just fucking start spraying you. But I had a couple of good kills that were really good. Like one guy he saw me coming through. I fucking ducked and kind of waddled over and like turned around. I'm like, no, I'm not going to heal because I'm pretty sure he's going to come over here if he does. Because it doesn't tell you if you killed somebody until the very end of the game, unless you see them actually drop or whatever. So as soon as he came up through the tree line, Jesus, he made a right, and I was like, that's where you messed up, and I just kind of lit him up. And like, yeah, you should have turned left, not right. You saw me going right. What were you thinking?
Those games are cool, man. I've always liked playing that game, but it's so hard to get into sometimes. Because you have to know your role in that shit. Like, you have to know what you're doing. Like,
oh yeah,
if you're in a tank,
definitely.
if you're in a tank, you gotta know what you're doing in that tank. If you are the guy driving people to the front, you gotta know that that's your job. That's all you're doing. You're driving back and forth. That's it. You know, if you're the guy who is infantry or sniper or recon, you have to make sure you're doing your job to help the team out. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And then you have to know, like, especially as a sniper, like where you need to be, right? Like, if you have to learn the maps, like you have to know, at all times, unless because sometimes what it'll do, right, when you join a game, like you might join halfway through a game or 3/4 through a game, right? I think Battlefield does that with some of the modes, right? So, but when you're starting fresh or whatever, you just have to know where to post up, man, as recon.
Yep.
The plain and simple. What are when they start dropping those bombs, Jesus? It's like, fuck, those things are so realistic. Just watch them go off.
The artillery fire. The artillery fire is nuts.
It's crazy. Like you got the headphones on, it's just whoosh, whoosh, and it's going like sky high, like real life.
Yeah, like it's like holy shit. It's like deafening. You can't hear nothing. You can't hear like anything but that. Like
I think even like a person on my squad was like, Gunny, you're kind of right in the line with the fucking artillery strike. And I was like, seems a little far away to me. And I just watch it just destroy this tank. And then it got me. I'm over the fence, guys. It shouldn't hurt. But I guess shrapnel must have killed me. It had to have.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, okay, this is not Battlefield, right? Like you can take shrapnel and fucking die or take damage. Anything gives you damage. Go through the water. If it goes above your fucking mouth, you're gonna start dying. Like you better get across that thing quicker or die. So.
Yep.
But yeah, I like it. It's just that realistic shooter. Another game I know, Brian Tulp Jr. said, hey, this game's really underrated. And I've been trying to play more of it. I haven't played too much of it. I want to say, Jesus, it just came to Game Pass, but I did watch this back in. It came out a couple years ago. It's called Inazo, INO, Enzio, World War One, and I think they made that game Verdun as well. And so that first map, I remember when this game first came out, and I was watching on Twitch, but it's still in there, and I was actually surprised, like because everybody was kind of poo-pooing on it, where you're kind of fighting your way up a mountain, to take the flag or whatever to conquer, the area. And so I don't think they had the other modes like Battlefield does, but I think they do now. So yeah, but everybody has the high ground, right? If they're up on the side of a hill, everyone has the freaking like the advantage of shooting down. And obviously there's a lot of cover, and even the spawn points are, from what I was recently looking at comments, like it still hasn't really been fixed, right? It's a fixed point of where you spawn. So, but once I start playing more of it, that might actually be different. So, yeah, but it looks like a fun, fast-paced kind of World War One shooter. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. You didn't play this at all, Jesus?
No, I didn't play that one.
Yeah, there's a million of these out there, I feel, but yeah, I believe it's on Game Pass, guys, so check that out. Inazo, World War One. Next game I played this last night, and I know Ghost Nico kind of jumped in the chat. He said So this game's really hard. But I was playing with a gentleman, and I'll pull his name up here in a minute because he did give me his Twitch channel. So it's GTFO. I had the free weekend. I think this one and a few other games had a free weekend. So team-based horde shooter. It's a lot of it's first person, so you're kind of coming in and you have to use a console. So this is really a mouse and keyboard game where you have to actually type in things like key door _ orange, and then it'll say, oh, okay, that. And I think you have to do that because then it'll say, hey, go through this other door here, which is unlocked. And that's where your orange key card is going to be to come back and unlock it or whatever. So when you do go through that door, it'll say, all right, there's an alarm on this door or whatever. So it's going to be loud. Everything's going to be alerted. So you have to have I think everybody gets a turret. Not sure if other classes or whatever. I only played this game last night. So, but yeah, it's put your turrets down first, then unlock the door. And then these fucking clickers from The Last of Us or whatever will just start attacking you. And some are larger, some are even smaller, kind of alien fucking zombie looking creatures will just start coming at you. And they will shoot you too, out of their mouth or head or something. And it's pretty intense. So you got to keep moving around and, but yeah, the gentleman I was playing with last night, it would just be him and two other bots. And you kind of command them as well, the bots, since if you don't have two other real players. And either they're going to carry something for you, because you might have to carry this thing. I don't know what it's called, but you'll actually need it to actually finish the entire mission. I'd say the game is okay. I wasn't too big of a fan on opening up all these doors. I think it went slow at first because he was new to the game. And he's I'm not sure exactly. He even had to go to YouTube or Reddit or something. Okay, we need to go to this door first, and then we have to go to area 45A, and that'll obviously right. And then you see B and C, and get you all the way to area 47. It's okay. But yeah, I think it would be fun if you had 4 players. You knew exactly what you were doing. To actually complete a mission. So, and I want to say the bots will not get you down if you are down. So yeah, a real player has to actually come and get you back up. But when you come back up, you're at 20% health, and you need to find those supplies, right, for ammo. So I wouldn't say it's scarce ammo, but definitely you want to make sure you have enough of that, and you have health packs, and you can heal each other. So I want to say you can do the same for the bots as well. If you were playing it single player or just 2 people. I probably wouldn't waste it on one. I'd want to keep it for myself. So yeah, that's GTFO. I know this game's been out for a while, a few years. That's something you're interested in. Nice. I think if it did come to console, Jesus, they would have to change the way the consoles work, right? You're not actually typing anything.
Yeah.
Because it could be done, right? But no, you'd need something a little bit easier. Maybe a set of choices or something. So yeah, they would just have to change that one thing to bring it.
Or like Helldivers, where you have the arrows, the up, down, left, right, left, down, up.
Yeah, there you go. It puts something on the screen like that with your directional pad.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know how hard that would be for them to redo that. But anyway, Sniper Elite 2 Remastered, Jesus, that was on Steam. I've been looking for that on Xbox. Okay, come down in price or go on sale. Especially for the last 6 months. I'm I do want to play it. I really like Sniper Elite 2. But it was really super cheap. It was $8 or something. I did play the first couple missions, the first few actually. It doesn't look too much different. Matter of fact, I get in there, and the very first mission that you do is where it says, you have to crawl through this house or whatever that's been broken down and avoid the enemies. And then I fell through the freaking map. I was like, isn't this the remastered version of it? Like, this makes no sense. Like I almost threw the controller down. It's like, seriously. Like, I'm about to get me a refund on this, but yeah, I didn't mess around the next time. I just kept going through. So but yeah, I always liked all the Sniper Elite games. So hopefully, yeah, that comes down in price on Xbox as well. Played another game over. So what did I play? Oh, this is on Game Pass. So Lords of the Fallen. I know they had the first one on Xbox. I never played it. I think it was like Lord of the Fallen or something. So, but yeah, this is a Souls-like. Think of this, Jesus, as a hobo Elden Ring. That's the way I kind of can describe this game. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like this game like the graphics, or I know it doesn't have that polish, or the big publisher like Elden Ring does, but I don't know. But I can't decide if I want to keep this installed and keep playing it, because I know with Elden Ring's new DLC coming out, I probably want to purchase that. So, and I still got to find out, like, okay, what do I have to do? Like, can I just take that same character who's like at level 70 and play the game? I think I can. So, but yeah, back to Lords of the Fallen. It's okay. It does have like those bonfires, like, they're just calling them shrines or something, similar to like Elden Ring. But yeah, the areas, obviously, it's not like an open world, right? This is more of a Dark Souls style type game. But smaller enemies, obviously, up front. And I've watched gameplay and I'm like, okay, it looks okay. Like, obviously, like, yeah, I think if they got the graphics better, I'd probably play more of it. So that's that for Lords of the Fallen. And one other game I did play with Ryan, he did pick this up. It's called Hypercharge Unboxed. So this is I did play this on Steam. This was free to play, like up until the actual release of the game. And I want to say I played this way more than 6 months ago, and I wasn't a big fan of it because I was probably just playing it single player. I don't think you could play multiplayer even 6 months ago. It was just more of a first one player demo. But now this is 4 people. You play as either first or third person, and you're playing as these action figures. So now, and you're like that action figure scale, right? So you could be played in like a bedroom or a toy store aisle or a bathroom in a house or something. So you might think, well, how do you get up on top of the sink or whatever? Well, you could either use like different things you can kind of climb up, or a chair, or it actually has these jump pads, which are kind of cool. I like how they implemented these. So then you might take a jump pad and boom, like now you're up on, the sink or the mirror, and you can get on top of the freaking the bathtub or whatever, to collect these different cards that will give you more points for defense, or something that's going to protect your these little things that you have to protect from the enemies. So you actually get these things like batteries or whatever, and the batteries will keep the thing charged or whatever, and that's the kind of the objective for the enemy, right? And the enemies are just more the action figure style type creatures or robots or whatever, but everything's kind of that same scale as you are. Maybe they might send in like something a little bit larger, like a boss or something, like a giant robot, or yeah. So it's cool. I like it. Matter of fact, I was like, hey, I'm maybe going to go play the single player campaign on this. So, but multiplayer, I'd say, is where this game is at. So just a lot of fun, wave based. Obviously, more enemies you kill through each wave, it just gets harder and harder. And yeah, we actually got through some of it, and I don't know how many waves it is, but yeah, we've gotten it. And then you just level up your character, I think, and once you kind of complete each one, pretty fun stuff. So I recommend it for a multiplayer game. Yeah, but other than that, Jesus, I forgot. So he bought Hypercharge, and I bought a game called Skur Ritual. So Skur Ritual, it's on everything, I believe. It's on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. And this is a Call of Duty Zombies knockoff, is what this is. So I played single player, and it was fairly easy, I think, because it knew I was single player. And, you kill enough enemies, and then it will, I want to say they will spawn different weapons, or like, oh, okay, I can purchase that weapon. And then obviously you've unlocked that door, whatever. You're spending points to unlock more doors to get to more places. And so I made it really, really far, I think. I actually made it into like this basement area. And that's also kind of wave based, right? So you can kind of leave that one enemy if you want to and just kind of like explore and, but it has different objectives, just like a COD Zombies game where it's like, oh, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to destroy all these electrical boxes, right? To then unlock this other thing, and that'll kind of get you to the next area to do this other thing. But yeah, I was really enjoying it just playing it single player. And like, I got to this one point where it's like, okay, you need to light the fire in the furnace or whatever in the basement. I felt like Freddy was going to jump out at me at one point, but and they'll send like a version of Mr. X at you, and you're like, he can't be killed as far as I know, right? It's just like shoot him all you want, right? Like he's only taking like minimal damage, but there's got to be a way to kill this thing. I'm sure I play with enough people, right? They're going to be like, of course you can. You got to kill him at the very end. But yeah, it's fun. Played a little bit of multiplayer as well, but not with anybody that actually had a mic that knew what the hell they were doing. It's like, damn it. So just got to play more of it. Get with some more experienced players. So, but that's all I've been playing, Jesus. A little bit of Steam Deck. The hell did I play on there? I played some, what the hell, the game that Ryan picked up. I'm actually getting into it a little bit more. So Hades 2, played some more of that today. So I suck at that game, Jesus. I suck. But yeah, trying to get through it, trying to upgrade my character, get more areas. So I'm making it further and further, guys, each time I play. So kind of learning each map or whatever, each area that I come into. So, but yeah, that's it for me.
Well, you know what time it is, Gunny? It's news time.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right.
News. What do we have for news? I did the news today, so don't hate.
First piece of news I have for you is the developers of Helldivers 2 Arrowhead Game Studios issued players with a major order. So this was the choice. You can save a hospital of sick kids from an army of killer robots, or earn the cool anti-tank mines they've always wanted, at the third time of asking. En masse, the players, selflessly, the Helldivers, chose to save the sick kids. And now they get their just reward. Feeling good about themselves. That's all they get. But Arrowhead's chief creative officer, Johan Pelstead, revealed on X that the studio had made a $4,311 donation to Save the Children Foundation to commemorate the community's in-game generosity. So there's that. They made an actual donation in real life to the Save the Children Foundation.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually cool seeing the developer like go out of their way to do that. With like knowing that like the gamers were never asked for it. Like gamers were just doing it to do it, and they actually go out and do that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
In other news, Star Citizen has had a massive problem with cheaters exploiting systems to get more in-game currency for months now, but developer Cloud Imperium Games has finally addressed the issue and suspended over 600 accounts. Previously, players could get more Alpha United Earth credits through several exploits, the most prevalent being simply duplicating ships to collect more items and a UAC which they can then sell for real money on eBay or elsewhere on the internet. To make matters worse, some cheaters didn't actually need to do much on their end thanks to a bug which basically enables players to sell cargo more than once. So, there's that.
What are they up to now? Like $180 million, right? Like
I think it's closer to like 700 million, isn't it?
something crazy like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And in other news, Life by You, the highly anticipated life sim, has been canceled. Life by You, Paradox Interactive's Sims competitor, has been canceled. After multiple delays, Paradox Interactive has made the decision to cancel the project, saying it didn't seem like Life by You was going to come together, even with additional time. Shared on their interactive forums, Deputy CEO Matthias Luja gave a statement announcing the cancellations. They said that after delaying the early access release just a few weeks before it was supposed to come out, Paradox Interactive decided to reevaluate Life by You, resulting in the game being canceled completely. Life by You had previously had its early access release date delayed several times. So there's that. Life by You is not anymore, Gunny.
Not going to happen, huh? That's weird, huh? I think it'll come back. I bet you 30 days from now, they're going to announce something different.
Life by Everyone. Woo!
Yes, that's the new name. It's coming out. It's coming out August 1st. Get ready.
Early access right now.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, Nintendo has finally provided a date and time for its June Direct. It's set for Tuesday, tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Nintendo said, join us for a Nintendo Direct live stream focused on Nintendo Switch games coming in the second half of 2024. There will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during this presentation, they said. That's weird. Like, to come out and say, okay, we're going to talk about games coming to the Switch. Oh, by the way, guys, there is no new Switch news.
I think it's just kind of like, I think because everybody will just keep speculating, right? Are they going to announce it? They're going to announce it. They're going to announce it. Like, and then it'll be like this big letdown, I think, for some. So let's just call it now. It's not for a new Switch.
Yeah. Move on to some more news. More news. Uncharted. The new Uncharted movie is in the works as everyone wonders where the hell the next game is. The sequels to Uncharted 2022 film that approximately 5 people actually liked is officially in production. The news was confirmed by Variety earlier today after Sony mentioned an Uncharted sequel at Cine Europe 2024 while running down their pipeline of upcoming movies. All right, you excited?
I'm excited. Like, calm down, people. Okay, we don't need a new Uncharted game. It's probably, again, relax, people. These games take 3 years to make if they are going to make one. But hey, if the first one was a success, then, what? You can make a movie in like, what, a year? From concept to creation to publishing?
Yeah.
Happens a lot faster than a video game.
Yeah, I guess.
And especially if you've already made one.
Wasn't that movie the one that had like them flying the boats at the end of the movie or something? They were like on some flying boats or some shit.
Yeah.
Is that the movie? That movie sucked. But okay, I'll take a sequel, Gunny.
Right? If they make money on it, of course they're going to make a second one. Probably make 3 of them. Just make a trilogy.
More news. What else do I have here? Assassin's Creed Shadows will not have social stealth mechanics. All right. All right. It will not.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I was alluding to when opening.
So yeah. By social stealth, they mean the stuff like where you like blend into the crowd and shit like that, right?
I think outside of that. So I read the article. They were talking about. Okay, I think they were talking about like hiding in a bush right next to a enemy. And then so it's going to be different for the guy. So the lady, the woman, the female, I think hers is going to act a little different. I think where I think she can blend in the crowd, and it's already assumed. So maybe they won't. Maybe it'll actually show on screen where she kind of like she gets highlighted or whatever. We'll have to see, right? Where the guy, he won't have that ability to kind of blend in with the crowd. So I think that's like several of the some of the changes that are being made. Or maybe they're even thinking like, oh, okay, like they could be talking about like where you hang off the side of a building or something. Like you can't see me, maybe you can see my hands. I don't know.
It says here that per Ubisoft, Naomi, which is the girl, is invisible by default to NPCs and enemies. She will, however, become noticed by military if she starts doing illegal things like swinging her sword, climbing, or using prone navigation in the street.
I'm curious if they'll have those hay bales that you can hide in.
I'm sure they will. On the other end, Yasuke will not have any stealth mechanics, at least not in the traditional sense. That's because he's impossible to blend into the crowd, according to Ubisoft.
That's racist. Come on.
He's a big guy, a big samurai wearing armor, Gunny. You're gonna notice him everywhere he walks.
I thought you meant because he was black.
Oh no. Well, yeah, that, and he's probably the only black person in the whole fucking country, and he's wearing samurai armor.
Aha.
Right?
Okay, then you're okay.
He's black and he's wearing samurai armor. So how do you expect to hide him?
That's true. Yeah.
like he's not just black, or that would make him noticeable to most people in Japan, but he's also wearing samurai armor.
That's true. He probably won't take to Twitter X or Facebook to point out that he was just trying to have lunch before being spotted by 6 Japanese people that were calling him out.
Right.
Like, nah, he was trying to kill us. He's like, I was just trying to have some lunch over here.
Discord and PS5 are finally joining forces. Discord and Sony have announced that they're rolling out the ability for PS5 owners to start Discord voice chats directly from their consoles. Discord was available on next-gen Sony consoles previously, albeit though somewhat, whatever. You have to use your app on your phone. But right now, when you start a Discord call, you can go to the game base in your PS5 control center and select the Discord tab. Once you're in, you'll see a list of servers you're a part of, see who's in a voice channel, and then you can join it straight away through your PlayStation 5. Yeah. And likewise, if you have your PlayStation 5 linked to your Discord, if someone sees you playing online, they can send you an invite, which will send you a notification on your PS5, which then lets you join them in the chat on the Discord.
Well, it makes it easier. That's good.
Yeah. See here what other news do I have. Let's see what other news I can pull up.
I have something here from Dragon Age I was reading. Because I did play the last one, never finished it, but I got a good 15 hours into that game. So highly anticipated. So Jason, this is in an interview with this website that I'm reading here, and it says that the Veilguard director, Corinne Bush, called upon the upcoming game's progression incredibly deep while comparing it to BioWare's other long-running series, Mass Effect. I really view Mass Effect as an ARPG, Bush added. Big action, minor RPG, were almost the total inverse of that. A big emphasis on the RPG-ness rather than the bombastic spectacle that Mass Effect's firefights eventually evolved into. She also continued to explain that, surprisingly, Final Fantasy X's Sphere Grid and Final Fantasy XII's license board heavily influenced Dragon Age: The Veilguard. The player character skills trees are apparently sprawling web-like menus that you work outward from while still offering tons of flexibility. So, feel like a good game. So, a real RPG, guys.
Yeah.
Like the last one was.
For people who like to game on their iPhones, specifically if you own an iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max, or the new iPads and iMacs with the M1 chip, you might be excited to know that Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and the remake of Resident Evil 2 are coming to iOS July 2nd.
Nice. I do have the iPad Pro. I don't know if I have the 15.
This year, July 2nd is
play.
when Biohazard comes to the thing, but Resident Evil 2, they're still working on it, they said. But they are both coming, and I bet Resident Evil 7's coming first, though.
Sweet.
It's crazy. It says you can control, they will feature enhanced controls for the touchscreen and a new auto fire feature. It says here, which is a more approachable option that causes your gun to automatically fire when you aim it at the enemy on your phone.
I think I played Resident Evil Village on the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Because it does have the M1 chip.
What else?
I say the graphics were a little jagged. They were not very crisp at all.
That's all I have, man. Besides that, one last piece of news real quick was that Sea of Thieves was the most downloaded PlayStation 5 game in May. Yep. It was the best-selling game in May as well on the PS5. Madden 24 was number 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was number 3. And Helldivers 2 was number 4.
Yeah, I think there was like 2 in the top 10 or 15 that were Microsoft.
Well, yeah, Grounded is on there. Fallout 4 is on there. Sea of Thieves is on there. Yeah. That's crazy.
Think about it. Yeah, PlayStation's winning with them Xbox. And now, with Black Ops 6 coming out, that'll be at the very top. So we'll have 3 or 4 Xbox games over on PlayStation that are in the top.
Yeah, that's crazy. But all right, buddy. Anything else that we have for news?
No, I didn't see a lot of news. Like everything kind of happened last week. So yeah, scouring the internet, I couldn't find anything really after summer game events.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't see? I was kind of surprised Phil Spencer didn't talk about it, but I think because it wasn't shown, it was like an already known thing. But Frostpunk 2, isn't that? He didn't mention anything about that coming to Game Pass, but it shows it on my PC Game Pass. But I guess he was just talking about games that were shown on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frostpunk is coming to Game Pass. So when you get it in July, you can play it on Game Pass. I'm going to just pre-order it and play it on Steam or whatever.
Yeah. It's just single player.
I want to be playing that game 5 years from now, so I'm willing to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll play it on my PC Game Pass, thank you very much. Or even on, I don't know if it comes to console right away either.
It will. It's coming to console Game Pass and PC Game Pass and
Nice.
PS5 all on the same day.
I'll be playing it on both is what I'll be doing.
I wonder if it'll have cross save. It probably will.
Yeah, it should. I can't remember. I know I've played it on both. I can't remember if it.
It's essentially what the thing is when you're playing on your.
It's third party, so probably not.
No, but when you're playing on the PC Game Pass for Xbox, it's like you're playing the Xbox version of the game.
Yeah, right. Not the PC version. Yeah,
not the PC version because Steam always has updates before anything else.
Yeah, that is one kind of downer I have with PC Game Pass, where basically you're playing the console version. It's like, okay. Now that doesn't mean that you have to play with a mouse and keyboard, but I mean with a controller, because you can use a mouse and keyboard. So yeah, it may not look as crisp or whatever, like with the Steam version. So I've experienced that with other games where I'm like, oh man, I'm playing the console version on PC here with this Hobo Game Pass. But things like that, like I didn't care for was like Manor Lord. So I was like, that's okay. I'm gonna play with mouse and keyboard. It's fine. But that game's kind of broken right now. I might have broken it with mods or whatever, since I installed my own mods on it, and I had to reinstall it. But I still felt like the game was broken on PC Game Pass. So I'm like, crap, I can get the game for like, I think it was $20 on CD keys. I'm considering it. I'm like, this Game Pass thing's working out. It's going to get me to buy the game on Steam, But I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. Like, I'm going to give the PC Game Pass another chance, See if it got some of the, because Steam's always going to get the updates first, right? Then it comes over to console and, hence PC Game Pass. So whatever the console gets. So there are the negatives to it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all I have, Jesus.
So on so for Call of Duty, if you're looking to play Call of Duty, okay.
Oh yeah, talk about the space.
Well, they're saying it's going to be 308 gigabytes, but Call of Duty came out and said no. 308 gigabytes is for having Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All the voice packs and Black Ops 6 installed at the same time. They're saying if you want to just download Black Ops 6, you can. If you want to just download Black Ops 6 with the English voice pack, you can. But it says here, so available on the Xbox and PlayStation, they say. Digital cross-gen editions include the base game playable on both console generations within the same console family, for example, Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One, or PS5 and PS4. Digital cross-gen editions will give players the flexibility to play on multiple consoles or take advantage of potential upgrade options. It says here, Game Pass options. Players with Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass console subscriptions will have access to the complete Black Ops 6 game. For Game Pass console subscribers, a Game Pass Core subscription is required to access the online game mode. Subscriptions must be active in order to play online. For the PC, it says here the standard edition is only available digitally and can be purchased through Microsoft Store, Battle.net, or Steam. For the PC players, you can optionally subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass PC to play Black Ops 6. You're going to have the Xbox app with access to the Microsoft Store, which is required to play if you choose to play the Game Pass version on the PC.
Yeah, I think it's not core, right? Because whatever that middle tier is for Game Pass on the console that doesn't have online access, they did say that you can still play the single player campaign for Black Ops 6?
If you pre-order a digital edition of Black Ops 6 and want to upgrade to the Vault Edition, you can do so through the Call of Duty in-game store or your platform store. The Vault Edition upgrade will be available as a separate purchase for $30. If you have a Game Pass version of the game, you can also upgrade and purchase the Vault Edition, which includes the bonus content available in the Vault Edition offering. You will have to have an active Game Pass subscription, Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass PC, or Game Pass Console with Game Pass Core required to access the base game. So there's that. Split screen gameplay will be available on the Xbox Series X and S and the PS5. Split screen gameplay will not be available on the PS4 or Xbox One. And yeah. What is all this? Gobblecomes? Oh. So yeah, Call of Duty. It's coming. Big things. If you have Game Pass or pre-order the game, you can play the open beta. The open beta is whenever it is. It's coming October 25th. And yeah. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, if you want to access the Woods Operator Pack, you must log into Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone on the platform where they are active on Game Pass at some point before October 25th, 2024, and continue maintaining an active Game Pass subscription to Game Pass Ultimate or whatever, or Game Pass PC or Game Pass Console. Whatever. Let's take a pre-order bonus. Yeah. That's it. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm gonna go play some Insanzo.
All right, man.
Go play some more Steam Deck.
Where can we find you, Gunny?
Go find me over on Xbox and Steam. Gamertag Gunny Chief. One word. Over on the PlayStation. Once I get that thing hooked up, I think I gotta wait, Jesus, till I get back to downstairs so I can get this my PS4 Pro in there. So that's HGP_Gunny on that. Where do we find you, Jesus? Mayo, you just find him at the Mayo or the Mayo one. I think it's just the Mayo on Steam.
Find me on everything that's Jesus Walk Slot. I'll be playing some more I Am Your President, some more Helldivers 2, some other games. I downloaded a game on the PS5 I want to try. Found it on the pass thing that they have. Forget what it was called, but I'm gonna try it. I'll talk about it next week. But yeah, I'm out of here.
All right, guys, go get your PlayStation Plus games. They're always adding games to your different subscriptions, but for PlayStation, get your SpongeBob SquarePants, AEW Fight Forever, play as Samoa Joe, Streets of Rage 4. It's a great game. And yeah, over there for the Xbox Game Pass stuff, Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 are over on Game Pass. The Callisto Protocol, another game called Humanity. I didn't care for it, but you can try it out. It's like more of a puzzler game. And Lords of the Fallen. And game I was checking out today, I really enjoy it. Redout 2. I think I played the first one in VR. That's over on the Epic Store. Redout 2. If you're into the kind of the what do you call it? Anti-gravity shooters racers. Go get them. Go get your free games, guys.
All right.
We're out.
Well, we're out of here. Bye, everyone. Bye.